And I, at the very least, am live. So,
All right, I'm gonna start mine.
all right. They didn't give me a fucking... No, there it is. I'm about to get real mad if they didn't give me a straw. Because they've done that bullshit before. It's not an ideal situation.
Dark Master, I hear your call.
Oh, we have that multi-twitch. For all of our streams.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna copy that.
Whoa.
I'm gonna paste that into my chat every once in a while.
Lord's getting online, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. He's doing it.
I got it started.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff.
Good evening, Matthias. What up, Igor? Glad you guys
Since
are
I
here.
just left the PC to watch some anime on my big boy TV, and you just had to go live. That's what I do. I am here to make things difficult for other people.
Good memes.
But I guess for people that weren't here last time we did this, which was not last week, it was the week before.
Right.
We are kind of doing like a talk show, just kind of a podcasty type thing, I guess. Where we just talk about different aspects of Wrath of the Righteous at the moment, and then we will expand later on to other things as well.
Yep.
But today, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be going over the auto builds. At least some of them. We're not going to get to all of them because there's a lot. There's a bit to talk about in each of these. Of the party members in Wrath of the Righteous. And since I am doing this with two other glorious peoples, if you would like to support all of us and get all of us views, you can follow that multi-twitch, and that way you can swap between everybody's different chats, watch all three of us at the same time. We're basically all going to be going over the same thing, but we do all have this game pulled up separately.
Yep.
So we might be focusing on different aspects. So you might see something on their stream that you don't on mine. Yada yada.
So far, this thing has kind of become like a weekly roast. Because last time we roasted companions, and now we're roasting the auto builds.
Oh yeah, they will. Yep, they're not good, guys. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! The auto builds are not good.
We didn't roast all the companions last time.
No, there are good companions.
There were very few that were like universally beloved between all three of us.
No, that's not true. I think most of our S tier were the same.
Some of them.
It's just you guys have trash taste and like Camellia for some reason.
Yeah. Yes, Igor, good point. If you pull up the multi-stream, you will be able to bully all three of us at once.
This is also true. They did not put onions on my burger, did they? No, they did not.
Yeah, so we'll do like a little quick intro, and then we'll get going into the auto builds for today. So, I'm Unsung in PC. I normally am here, streaming... Man, what up, Infernal? Streaming the narrative and RPG games and having fun times.
All right, good night, bro.
And you can check me out on here and on YouTube. And yeah, great. That's me. Hello, Unsung in PC. Now officially Unsung in PC on Twitch. The 0318 has been dropped. Success.
I am going to have to change my
The name is mine.
Nice, congrats.
Yeah, congrats.
All right, so got a new link to the multi-Twitch that has Unsung's actual Twitch now. Not his old.
Matthias said, I missed the last one. I assume Darren was in all your S tiers. You would think that, but some people have poor taste in this.
No.
In
Absolutely
this
not.
For I was the only one.
I can't remember where I put
I think
Darren.
I put him in C or D.
Day
I
is
think
Bay.
he was like B or A for me.
Day is Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, Lord Spire, do you want to...
Alright, that's fine.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm Chris with Lorespire. I've been streaming Now, mostly for the last year, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous kind of moved away from that since we finally finished our Treasure of the Midnight Isles DLC playthrough. And I've been streaming Baldur's Gate 3 here recently, and just some other games that I've been randomly interested in. But yeah,
Good night, Infernal.
if you check out, if
Thanks
you're
for saying
watching this
hi.
over on YouTube and you check out the description, you can find links to both Condor and Unsung
And yeah,
NPCs
Matthias, it was how
Twitch
much we
and
liked
their
it, but Day
YouTube.
is
So
still
be sure
Day.
that you check them
Don't
out,
forget it.
subscribe, follow, all that good stuff for them. And if you haven't, for me as well. And if you're on Twitch, just check out my recommended streamers below the video, and you'll find them there. Definitely great dudes to be following. So be sure that you do that.
All right, I guess that's my turn then.
Take it away.
All
Go
right,
for it.
so hey, I'm Pandor. I stream on Twitch Tuesday through Saturday. Basically at this time every day. I do Kingmaker speedruns. I don't really do Wrath of the Righteous speedruns anymore. It just didn't click with me that much. I'm currently right now I'm currently playing through Pokemon Violet.
Woo.
I'm completely blind with that game. I've avoided all spoilers. Like, don't even know what all of the starter evolutions are yet. Still, I've never
Hey,
seen
Jake.
3 out of the fucking 9
How goes it, friend?
starters
Welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
in their evolution forms. So I'm currently playing through that basically every day that I'm not doing things and collabing with other streamers. On Fridays, I stream Phasmo with Unsung, except for when he can't show up because he has real life things like a loser. But yeah, that's kind of what I do.
And
I do challenge run type stuff, speed run type stuff, that kind of thing.
And as a special treat, after the holidays, once the holidays are over, I am going to be streaming a D&D 5e game every other week as well, on top of doing this show every other week. And Laura Spire is going to be playing in that, so be sure to come check that out when it gets going.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to that. I'm going to be putting out a video on the character that I made for it just as soon as I get the backstory finished, which is almost done. Pretty excited for it. It's looking like it's going to be a ton of fun. So definitely appreciate you inviting me to that there, Unsung. And just want to say, hey, shout out to Marinin, who I guess is from your chat or your channel normally. They're Unsung, at least that's what they're saying. Maybe they've got a different name there. I don't know. But appreciate the support and you dropping in to hang out a bit there, Marinin. And also, what's up, Matt? Glad that you could make it. Get back, relax. We're going to get this thing started.
Could be a different name, could also just be from the YouTubes as well, but who knows. Lots of people crossing over, and we love to see it. All right, so
yeah, for sure.
The first auto build is Seelah, right, gents?
Yep, we're starting out with Seelah.
All right. Oh, it's Jake. Oh, cool. That's Jake. Love it. We love Jake. That's who that was, Laura.
All right.
Awesome, Jake.
Cool.
Got it.
So, Seelah,
Paladin.
obviously the first character that you run into,
Yep.
right? Paladin. Definitely has a very good build. 100%, nothing is weird or wrong with her build at all, right, Unsung?
Yep, totally. That is fact.
I've actually not looked at her pre-made build. I've gone through some of them, but I don't think I've ever gone straight pre-made with her to look at it. So there'll be some surprises here for me. But she is a paladin, and in the Wrath of the Righteous setting, paladins are just powerful as hell. So I'm sure it won't be too bad.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like,
they
in
at
all
least
fairness, like-
started her off with very good feats for what she's supposed to do.
Yeah, I did actually want to say something about that. Yeah, the 2 feats that she gets at level 1 are very, very good. Shield focus
And dodge.
boosting up her AC.
AC and AC. What more could you want?
Yeah,
Damage.
I actually really like that
Damage.
start.
Damage.
That's why I like to turn her into like a shield bashing dual 2-weapon fighter type.
Yeah.
I use that build with her a lot because, those are good feats to start out with for it, and she does really well at it.
And they give her, for skills,
She's got 3 ranks per level.
yes, Knowledge World and Persuasion go to 2 of them, which is Alcat's classic tank skill set because Valerie
Yep.
also had Persuasion and Knowledge World in Kingmaker.
Yep.
So that's just what they like to do. And then they added in mobility for the third one, probably for fighting defensively or possibly riding the horse. But it's not going to line up the way that you want it to.
Yeah, mobility is a
Yeah.
bit of a weird take.
What is it? You only need, what, 3 points? Is it 3 points for fighting defensively?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the auto build's going to keep that train rolling.
Yeah, so one thing to make known is if the character, like, the auto builds will always put,
Yeah.
they don't change up where they put the
Nope.
skill rank.
Or stat
If
increases.
there's points in it level 1, if there's a point in at level 1, there's going to be 20 in at level 20. That's just how it's going to be.
That's how they
Also,
do
both
it.
of y'all's cameras frozen.
Oh, mine are good.
Uh-oh.
They also do that for the stat increases every what, 5 levels, 4 levels, 4 levels.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. Everybody.
They'll put the same point.
That was
They'll
weird.
put the same point into the same stat every time. It's just
Yep.
how it goes. It's not. It doesn't think too hard.
No. No, not at all. So that's pretty much all we get at level 2. Paladins don't really get a whole lot of choices.
Yeah,
super
there's
early
not a
on.
whole across the whole level up. Really, we're just looking at like the every other level feats for the most part.
feats and any class ability choices.
Hello, Zins. Thank you for the all-star.
Zins is a good
Oops.
guy. Good
Alright.
person.
I accidentally pressed an up arrow and skipped through level 3. So 1 sec.
Uh-oh.
Alright, awesome.
I
I'm
did
sorry.
a
Almost
thing.
did
Fucking
it.
it up.
Like, I was right on the verge of doing
I
that,
did a
but I didn't
thing.
do it.
I just reset the respec. We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, it takes 2 seconds to
Bye.
get back to where you need it to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So level 3.
Oh, also, for those of you who haven't seen my streams, my time management skills are terrible, and usually the beginning of the stream is usually me eating, because I don't give myself enough time before stream to eat breakfast.
I have mad
So-
respect for it. Don't worry. You respect the hustle. So level 3, we have some choices here. We have armor focus. Also, hey, you know what? You can't go wrong with an increase
getting-
to the AC.
Yeah. I don't
Eh.
think there's not that, because, like, okay, so in Kingmaker, boosting up armor class via, like, armor focus usually wasn't that great, because a lot of the abilities were touch AC, especially towards endgame. I don't remember that being as big a thing in Wrath.
No, and the ones that are
So
usually
much
have
better.
the ones that are usually have saves with them, and being a paladin, her saves get
Her
ridiculous.
saves are going to be great.
So who
Yeah.
cares? Yeah.
Yeah. That's
She'll
kind of what I'm
never
getting
get
at. It's like-
disintegrated. Like, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't like the heavy armor choice. That it's not wasted at all. But there's definitely some better things you can pick there. But it's definitely
well,
not
you also
wasted.
have to figure. She
She
where's her?
does not. I
She-
don't. I wouldn't
Oh
say
wait, she has
no.
3 decks, because of the belt that she's got on her.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have that much dex either. So having the heavy armor focus,
I
like,
think
you're not
I'm-
really losing any dex AC
Yeah.
by wearing the heavy armor.
Unless you have like 14 decks at least, I'm not gonna put you in anything but heavy armor, because you're.
Well, no, I'd definitely keep her in heavy armor. It's just +1 to your AC isn't really that big of a boost. There's just other things you could pick that are more impactful, but at least it does help.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same as the other. Like, she's got 3+1, so that in total is a 15% chance that she misses damage.
Oh,
right?
sorry guys. Let me real quick. I'm gonna post. I didn't post the link to the multi Twitch. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
How
Unsung trying to keep
Pondor?
all of the.
Can you read it to me? Like what I'm supposed to type out? Because I have to do it on my phone. Oh, Igor got it. He just spelled it out.
Okay.
It wasn't letting
I was
him
about to
post
say,
the links.
It's a whole fucking
okay.
thing.
Anyway, I see what you're saying, but for people, like, a lot of people do build her to be a tank even if they give her some damage stuff, so you're gonna end up putting the points in there anyway.
I don't know. by no means is it wasted or
Yeah.
anything. I just wanted to point out that there are other things that I would use in its stead, but it's definitely not wasted. Like it's a solid choice, if not the best one.
I will
In my
say,
opinion.
I don't have too many issues with her build thus far.
I will say what I hate is not choosing. Like, I always choose Fatigued Mercy first, and then get exhausted as soon as possible. And then you've got, those are the two most important mercies because it extends your travel ability extensively.
It does extend your travel ability, but I will defend it a little bit in that in Act 1, that there actually are quite a few enemies that can sicken you, and especially before you get the delay poison, spell to buff everybody with that. It can be like annoying, problematic.
I guess it
But I would still take fatigued though. But
I guess
there's
it
a
depends.
small defense there.
Because I feel like until Dresden, I never had a Dretch use Stinking Cloud on me.
I've had them do it in the Shield Maze multiple times on stream.
Oh, I never had that experience in my life.
Yeah,
Playing.
yeah, it sucks. It sucks. And of course, you're not level 3 by then, so you don't even have the chance to have that.
Are you playing on core? I feel like I play on core, and I've never had them do that in the Shield Maze. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's mostly been core. We've done unfair a couple of times, but it's mostly been core.
I tend to play on story difficulty because I do speedruns of the game when I play through. Like, that's the majority of my playthroughs of this game. So I didn't have to worry about that, because even if they did, I would just save and just run through. And
I will
them.
say, Sicken is definitely better than Shaken, though. Like, she doesn't ever get Shaken.
Yeah.
We also get
sure.
the aura of courage this level up, so like she's immune to fear.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
and she also already gives a massive bonus against fear effect, right?
I
does.
like
Everybody
fatigued.
else, yeah.
I don't mind sickened. I just don't prefer it.
Yeah.
But
No, I actually agree with you. I would usually take fatigue.
Yeah,
there as
I'm
well,
kind of
just
there with
because
you guys as well.
long term, it is more helpful as just giving it a little bit of defense, like. But yeah. Anyways,
it's not the
all right,
worst.
So
It's not the
okay.
worst.
We're ready to go on to the next.
Zin says,
Next.
I do think it's a good idea if you point out what would be better options for most, if not all options, because it's a fine option can be confusing to people who don't know the game as in-depth as we do. So, like, if we say
That's
that
fair.
we wouldn't choose heavy armor focus, what feat would you choose instead?
Usually,
I think the obvious choice is probably like weapon focus. Boost up her chance to hit as opposed to her chance to dodge.
Usually, right here, I would actually take like blind fight, is what I would usually take here at level 3.
Really?
For a couple of reasons. One, I like to have it for the immunity to gazes that it gives you, because gazes can give you a bunch of negative levels at certain points. So I like to pick that up for my immunity to gazes. So it's helpful in that respect. And then also, I always fight the Nabasu, in level 1, which does have the gaze attack. So having blind fight on everybody's almost a necessity to, well, maybe not a necessity to win the fight, but makes that fight much, much, much easier. And especially if you're playing on Last Aslanti mode, you can't take the chance, which is mostly what we played on. You can't really take the chance of you failing the saves against that gaze,
Lord Boven.
because if you wipe, then your previous 10 hours is
Right.
gone, and you got to start over. So yeah, that's what I would normally take there instead of armor focus.
So I'm curious. I was curious of why you would take it so early on for gaze attacks, because gaze in early level enemies is so uncommon. I do remember the Nabasu, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's
Weapon focus.
That's why.
I was just gonna say weapon focus though, Pondor. For new players, that's tough because you're not gonna know what weapon you want to put on most of your characters.
That's fair.
If you're
You could
playing
also
it
take
again
power
like
attack
we
if
are.
you want to go for a more offensive build.
Yeah.
Power attack is another option that you could take. When we get to level 5 and we can see other feats.
Yeah. And that's part of
we
why
can
I
go over
choose.
them more efficiently.
That's part of why I choose stuff like AC feats first for like hardier characters, is because I'm stalling to get a better understanding of what I want to do with the character. So that is my suggestion for newbie players. Blind fight is always good in any of Alcat's games. Blind fight is a good idea.
It's less of a requirement for Wrath than it is for Kingmaker.
Yeah,
I
for
feel.
sure. The entire
For
end game of
Kingmaker, it's
Kingmaker is
Do you
impossible.
have blind fight? If no, get fucked. Forever.
Yeah, give.
Well, I will also point out in Act 1, there are some Nabasus, like the one at the church in the Market Square, that one that's over there, and the ones in the top level of Camelia's Quest at Worm's Mansion or whatever. Like, I've had them, like, if you don't have blind fight on, like, they can freaking get that first sneak attack on you and, like, kind of one-shot you. So blind fight's also helpful against them, not just the Nabasu, but I mainly get it for the Nabasu because I know where those things are, and I can just use a summon or a pet or something to go up there to take the first hit.
Why do I not remember Nabasu in Gorm's Mansion?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry, Bhaal. I was saying Nabasu. Bhaal, that's
Bhaal.
why I said sneak attack. Yeah, but my bad. I had Nabasu on the brain
Right,
from
the
that.
sneak
Yeah,
attack.
the
So
Bhaals
if you
and
have
Worm's
blind
Mansion.
fight,
Yeah, then, yeah.
that
it
makes
helps with that.
that's very clarifying. Yes, that's
Yeah.
actually good. When I think blind fight, I go right to gaze attacks, and I didn't think about using it to negate the Bhaal, which are a few times in Act 1. And so that's actually
I was
a really
also
good
like
idea.
I was like Nabasu. I don't remember Nabasu being anywhere in the
Yeah,
early
my bad. Yeah, not the
It's all
Nabasu.
good.
There's
I was
only
just
the one by that necromancer. But yeah,
blind fight
Yeah.
doesn't negate, like, I don't think blind fight negates sneak attack damage, but you do negate losing your dex bonus to armor class if the target
against
is
sneak
invisible
attack.
or sneaking up on you.
yeah. So you have a much better chance of them, not landing
Yeah.
that first hit, which is usually devastating.
And for
This is
Seelah, that's
that's
actually a
very
great
fast.
idea, so she can tank the Bhaal, and then you're fine.
But I mean, I still mostly just do it for the Nabasu, but there is also that
Well done.
added benefit.
That's
that
a
I wanted
great
to point
idea.
out.
That's a great idea.
I also want to say hey to Lord Bovin and Kristen. Great to see you showing up here, Kristen. Been a little while.
Yep.
Hope you enjoyed the discussion.
Hi to everybody
Sure
that showed up in my chat as well.
Yeah,
to
I've
chime
been
in.
muting
In response,
myself.
you have anything to say?
Nurak mentions a thing about auto builds. They're the intended experience. Auto builds are also intentionally nerfed a bit. They are not. They are intentionally suboptimal to incentivize. To incentivize custom builds, right? Because if the auto builds were perfect, or as close to perfect as an auto build can be, there would literally be zero reason to ever custom build your characters at all, right? Because you're already getting the best possible experience, without ever having to make any decisions.
I will say for next time, guys, if you want to, I have like a hotkey to mute myself in Discord, so I can like talk to chat that's like just talking to me and not all of us. So if you guys ever want to like do something like that, so you don't have to interrupt the group convo, that way it's just like it's just less stress that way for everyone.
Yeah,
but
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
but that is also a good thing to get out to everybody watching.
Oh yeah.
Because that is going to be and we'll probably mention that multiple times while we're going through all these.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are intentionally suboptimal.
They are.
Is how I look at it.
Yep.
And we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that real quick here.
Yeah.
At level 4.
Yep. Okay, so level 4 for Seelah is whatever they put a point into charisma. To round it out at 20.
And now we know which stat they're going to continue putting points in.
They're going to put all of them
every
into
time
charisma.
Will be charisma every single time, which bleh.
Yeah, I wouldn't put all of them into
I would rather it be charisma than like dex or wisdom or something.
No,
right?
I usually do one though, and then the rest in strength.
Oh yeah. That's definitely like the way you would want to do it.
Yes.
But you know, putting it all into charisma, you're getting it to your saves, like all of your saves. So it's like it's not the worst thing. It helps boost up, you know, some of her other things as well. Boosting up charisma forever on a paladin isn't the worst.
Yeah, I would actually say that I kind of like the charisma. Like sometimes I've taken the charisma, sometimes I've taken the strength, but I do like the charisma quite a bit just because you get whenever you get to your mark of justice, you can be giving like in the more difficult battles, you know, boss battles or whenever you get jumped you know, by like a random encounter and you don't spot it or whatever. Ambush. That's the word I was trying to think of. You know, you can pop the mark of justice, and even though you don't have your buffs on during the ambush, you know, you're still buffing everybody's attack by more.
Yeah.
So there is that angle to consider. You know, for boss fights and ambushes and stuff like that. I feel like charisma is better than strength, but if you're just trying to all out her DPS, then the strength is just is probably better. It also does give her more effectiveness with smite. You know, so that can also help just her regular DPS as well.
Right.
Stack
but
HP
anyways, I'll point
literally
out
made
that
those exact same points
Right
in my chat
as-
just now.
Right as
nice,
Laura,
good job, Matt.
right as Laura said that, Matthias in my chat was like, the only time I've ever gone full charisma on Seelah is when I'm just using her as a mark of justice on legs, i.e. cheesing playful darkness.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's really great for those tough fights,
There we
for
go.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I actually like that we have very different play styles in this game. Like I come from a speedrun background, so I'm playing on the lowest possible difficulty. So I'm just trying to get out as much damage potential as possible. Whereas Lore's obviously has done more challenge run type things.
Yeah.
So he's like on the higher difficulty end.
And I play
but
as
much
close
slower,
to
so he's got
tabletop as
that.
I played as close to tabletop as possible.
Yeah, Unsung is the guy in the middle.
Yeah, well,
he's
definitely good.
He's the normie of the group.
Definitely good to have everybody have different takes on it. You know,
Yeah.
otherwise it'd be boring, right?
Yeah. I like that. I like this this dynamic.
I will
But
say,
yeah. So charisma up to 20.
I will say, level 5, the bond is not my favorite.
Oh, that's right. Level 5 is when you get
But
fun.
I
whatever
don't
reason,
really
thought
think you
it was
can
level-
like go wrong with either divine bond choice. Like, there's ways to build for both the horse and the weapon power.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I wanted
Lord
the
Golden-
weapon
yeah,
power to be
they're,
good, but oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. He was mentioning the cameras. The cameras keep freezing for some reason. I don't know what's going on with that. But as long as everybody like audio is good, so it's that's the important bit.
We're gonna have to find, I don't know, some different software that maybe works a little bit better than Discord like this. I think maybe it just eats up too much bandwidth with the streams going. Like something that's more made for it.
Maybe
we can.
Yeah. Mine hasn't had
maybe,
any issues
try to
this
find
time
that.
around so far.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we got weapon focus longsword. I'm sure Lore Spire's happy about that.
No, I'm not.
I thought you
I don't
wanted
like that at
weapon
all.
focus.
What? No, I never
Wait.
mentioned anything about what
Was that
I
Ponder
normally
that said
don't
that?
take a weapon focus.
No, it
Yeah,
definitely wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Someone definitely said that at level 3.
it definitely wasn't me. There's only one other person here. That's
Yeah,
all
no,
I'm
Lord.
I did say weapon focus. Like it's yes, it's you know, it's not like the it unlocks a lot of other abilities. Like it's a prereq for a lot of stuff.
It is. A lot of stuff. And
So
one of those
getting
things
it, like,
is
if
dazzling
you're
display.
planning on yeah. So if you're wanting to go down the dazzling display route, which Seelah would be really good at, especially if you're focusing on her fucking charisma.
Yeah.
You do want to pick up weapon focus. And longsword is like I feel like it's probably the safest choice.
It is. It is.
To go. There's a lot of really good longswords. It's a one-handed weapon with decent damage potential, which still lets you use your shield as well. Would I prefer a scimitar or rapier one hand weapon focus? Yes.
Yeah.
Because-
I mean,
Sort of- I
course,
usually use
they're
a
the best.
scimitar.
I usually use Radiance after getting the
That-
scabbard.
I was gonna say though, there is radiance, and if you're using that with Seelah, then longsword is definitely the way to go for a weapon focus. I just
Yeah,
usually
and-
like. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I just usually like taking outflank here, unless I don't really have any other melee like full base attack bonus party members, and I might push it back to 7. You know, but definitely if I've got another full BAB progression party member to where they can both take outflank here, I like taking it here, and even if I don't, I sometimes might take it here depending on how I want to build out the rest, just so that I don't have to take it later. But yeah,
Outflank is
and-
very, very good.
yeah.
Outflank is good. I do get it at some point. Sometimes I do wait. If I go Divine Bond Horse here, though, I'll just take Mounted Combat because I want to start the mounted. I want to get Mounted Shield.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I
as well.
usually take the horse, but I use it as like an extra companion. Like I don't know. So, I have had her ride it before, and then like take mounted combat here, like what you're talking about. But usually I use it as like an extra party member that kind of hangs back and like protects like the back ranks from ambushes or something like that. That's what I'll usually use it for.
I always put her on the horse. I put her on the horse, and then she'll glitch out and like do this the entire time, or like this the entire time.
Yeah, she'll be bent over so her head's like coming out the horse's stomach or something.
Yeah.
Terrible owl cat. Fix that owl cat. Fix it.
I love she's doing this the whole time, and y'all's cameras are both frozen. So she just never moves. She gets on the mountain, she just never moves again.
Yeah. Longsword's definitely not, like Ponder said, a safe choice. I definitely, until I get the scabbard for Radiance, I just use the Collapse Warhammer. Because
that
she
thing's
does
awesome.
make people fall prone often, and it's very nice.
Yeah, I love that Warhammer, dude. That Warhammer's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the next, like, we've mentioned it, but the next thing is the bond.
Yes.
And she goes for the divine weapon instead of the animal companion, which I have problems with.
You love the animals.
So
we
do
get
I.
it. You
So
could
do
do a
I.
whole
The
party
animal-
of them if you
they're
could.
too good to not take. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but they are too good to not take.
It's funny because in the tabletop, animal companions are just really annoying to keep track of. So everyone like loves them in Kingmaker and in this game, and I'm like laughing because in tabletop we hate them. We hate them.
Oh, I love animal. I love horde builds in tabletop as well.
I can't. I
Give
don't
me
want to
them
keep track of two
necromancers, give me them
characters, man.
druids with animal companions, give me them rangers, give me all of them.
One character
I love
is
that
enough
shit.
to keep track of. Thank you.
Nope, give me all of them. I want all of the peoples.
Ugh, gross.
I'll just say I don't like the
in
divine
my
weapon
waves
bond
of
much.
minions.
I don't hate the divine weapon bond. I think it's
Like,
fine.
but if we're talking pure power, and especially since she's going mobility in her build, like in her skill build, the animal companion just makes so much more sense. Now, as an auto build, the divine weapon bond actually does make more sense because you are then adding a complete other character that you have to auto level as well.
Yeah.
Which
They're not gonna do that.
spoiler alert for another character way down the line, Shar, the undead. The horse doesn't have an auto build for some reason. So I feel like that would happen with Seelah's horse as well. So
Probably.
Yeah. There's just no auto build for those companions.
Main incentive to make
So
her ride a
you
horse
just,
are the
like,
small
you
corridors
would-
and doors in this game.
if we're looking at these as, players' first experience with
Honestly,
this
though,
game,
they
keeping
just
the
block
animal
each other and
companion
you're
out
like-
of it makes sense because that just muddies the waters. It makes
Put her on
things
the
more
fucking
complicated than they technically need to be. But if we're talking about a pure power standpoint, the animal companion is going to beat out divine weapon bond every time.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. That's a good point you make about not having to auto level an animal companion, since they do that with CR. Yeah, and I guess for new players who need to use the auto levels, like you don't want to give them something that they have to try to level themselves. So yeah, it's a really good point. It does make sense from that perspective.
But it's trash. It's trash. Give me the horse.
Zin says the horse would kind of make her armor focus and AC bonuses kind of pointless if you put her on the horse, because then you're using the horse's AC. So
that is true, but you also don't have to put her on the horse.
You don't. But if you do,
Laura was talking about that earlier.
I don't think it really makes it not I don't think it makes it pointless though. I'm pretty sure they both get hit if someone
diminish
cleaves them,
the importance though.
If someone cleaves them, don't they both still get hit?
They can both get hit, I think, from a cleave, and I know for sure that some ranged attackers will just target you while you're on the horse instead of the horse. We've had that happen many times on stream, and I've been calling.
Yeah, I would
call bullshit on it every time. Like, what the hell? That's not right. Also, especially like in Act 2, whenever you're like at Leper's Smile, all of the gibbers and crap like that. Like, there's a lot of enemy abilities, especially in Act 2, that will take you off of the horse. Like remove you from the horse, and then you're fighting down on your feet. And that's throughout the game, but I just recall it mostly happening in Act 2 with all those Vescivores. But there are areas where it can still be helpful.
Yeah, it diminishes its importance, but it doesn't eliminate.
Well said.
Yeah.
I'll say Shiza was fine.
Yeah, we got anything else to talk about on level 5?
The fucking white fox.
No, I already moved on to level 6.
Shit, how dare you?
One.
Going ahead, spoilers. Diseased Mercy. What do y'all think?
I think that's not a very great choice.
I think Diseased
personally.
is great,
Agreed.
actually, unless you build... Like, I'm going to tell you this right now. There might be one companion that builds with religion skill, and anyone else you have to make them take it because they don't already have points in it. Like, no one has religion as a skill, so getting rid of diseases is actually hard if it's not you, and you don't waste someone's starting points by giving them religion after.
Wait a second.
There's like one or two companions only.
This is
that do
level
it.
6? Wait. Before we get into that, this is
Ember.
level 6. We would have at least Restoration Lesser at this point.
Why would you waste
that
that on
not get rid of
diseases when you can get rid of them with, like, first aid checks?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Or mercy disease.
It's a backup.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I feel like first aid does kind of
as opposed
nullify
to
its
a thing that you're
usefulness,
stuck
but-
with for the rest of the game.
I would rather use lesser restoration for ability score decreasing effects, and then I think diseased mercy is fine. You've got 6 freaking mercies. Most of them are useless. Might as well take diseased and just get rid of the problem. I think diseased mercy is great. It's a
Do we
free...
need it now, though? That's the other question. This is level 6.
Yes, we do.
So this is like
I
if
came
we're
out of
going
Act 1
by
with
the
everyone
intended
diseased.
progression of the developers, we would be at because we're about to unlock the first mythic level. So this is basically as we're leaving. Why can't I think of the city name? Canabras. Like as we're leaving Canabras.
I
How
had like
often
half
have we
my
been
party
diseased?
with ghoul fever when I left Canabras.
Maybe you shouldn't be sleeping with all them ghouls.
I gotta kill the undead for XP.
I didn't
All
say
you gotta
kill
do
them.
is
I said
cast the
sleep with
grease,
them.
and they'll never touch you.
Oh my gosh. I think mercy disease is fine. Really, you should have fatigued and then diseased and then get exhausted later. That's the best plan.
I think diseased is fine, but I'll tell you this: diseases have never posed any type of serious issue in any of my playthroughs. Like, I've never really had a problem with diseases. Tell you what has wiped me before is dazes and staggers.
Dazed?
So I would much rather.
When are you getting dazed? I've never been dazed in this game.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never been dazed?
No.
Our enemy. Yeah.
And I've never
I'm
dazed
pretty
long enough for my Seelah to stop being a frontliner and walk all the way over there. Because this is what Pondor and I talked about. The Mercies are better for things that can be dealt with out of combat, because Seelah does not need to leave the front lines to come save your ass.
Yeah,
That's dangerous.
That's kind of what I'm thinking as well. Like staggered and dazed.
It's
By
only
the
a
time
problem
Seelah
in
gets over there,
combat.
unless it's like multiple rounds.
Yeah.
She's provoking attacks of opportunity by leaving, walking
how-
over to you.
How else are you dealing with staggered and dazed, though? You have a very easy, simple, inbuilt way with first aid to deal with diseases, and they're not nearly as detrimental as losing, your half of your round, half of your actions, or losing yourself completely for a round or multiple rounds with staggered.
The only
How
staggered
else are
I
you
just
dealing
don't
with
remember
either
ever
one
being
of those?
staggered.
The only staggered I've dealt with is Darren's, and his goes away after one round.
Well,
Oh yeah, that's true. Darren's does get staggered. Yeah, I don't remember
There-
anything that causes staggered.
There are Baelors that cast Blasphemy, which will stagger your entire party unless they're all evil, or actually, I think it doesn't stagger you if you're neutral either, but any good character will be staggered by it.
Mine just got what?
And
I'm
anything that casts Blasphemy will do that. And I'm sure there are other enemies too, just those are the only ones that are coming to mind at the moment.
Are you sure it's stagger? I thought my dudes just like froze, like they're just paralyzed.
Oh, you know what? No, Paralyzed is from the Undead. I'm pretty sure that
No,
staggered...
I think it's paralyzed, and stagger's like the lesser condition if you don't get paralyzed.
Okay, so you still can get staggered.
But every time I get blasphemy,
I
I
think
get
you might have-
paralyzed. So
Well, maybe you should build your character.
I guess you might be right about that, but then you have to have staggered to get to the paralyzed removal.
I will say I get what your point is. I don't like Seelah having to walk back to touch you to fix the problem though.
I don't like that either, but it's better than having her just be able to cure disease outside of combat that any character with religion can cure with first aid. Or, there are plenty of scrolls or potions or whatever else that you can cure that with outside of combat, no problem, but inside of combat, like having a way to deal with something that's, going to be lowering your character's effectiveness or even completely eliminating it for multiple turns.
All right.
Like, I feel like that's more important.
Igor made a good point. Do what Pondor does. Make everyone take rupture restraints. Problem solved.
All right. That's a fine way to solve the problem, but not everybody does that.
True.
And if we're going,
Should.
if we're pre-making the characters here, let's see how many of the characters take rupture restraints whenever we're doing the.
None of them
the
do.
auto build. All right, then there you go, because we're talking about the auto
I think
build.
I remember at least one person taking it.
Well,
Not-
even
I don't
so,
think-
that's still only 1/6
I
of
think
your
at
party
least
at
one person
most.
took it.
I
We were
will
looking
say-
over them before.
I will say, for my 6 mercies, I've never taken. I do take staggered at some point, but only because I want to take paralyzed eventually. And to take paralyzed mercy, I think you might need to take staggered mercy. I'm not sure.
I'm currently scrolling through all the ones that are like not allowed right now, and so many of them have no prereqs listed.
Yeah, they do
Blinded,
have prereqs
confused,
though. I'm
cursed.
pretty sure.
Paralyzed,
I thought.
poisoned,
I'm not sure.
stunned.
I don't know.
None of these have any kind of prereqs according to the game.
But yeah,
right now,
like
yeah, we still can't.
I like diseased, and eventually blinded's nice too. I don't always have removed blindness on me, and so it's just nice to be able to deal with things outside of combat. That's what I use mercies for personally. There's nothing wrong with doing it in combat. It's just it can be a risky maneuver, pulling your front line out rather than just having her tank forever until people become unstuck.
I'm gonna be honest. Most of my lay on hands uses are either for just straight up self heals.
Yeah, me too.
like because I don't build for defense almost ever. So Seelah can dish out a good chunk of damage, but she's also taking a good chunk of damage as well.
And self heals are great, so Darren can whip out heals to other people instead.
Right.
I would also agree with that.
Hey!
I definitely use it more for healing than anything else.
It's the first time in a long time I've actually had somebody try to sell me things. I finally got a bot back. I haven't had a bot in my channel in months.
Oh, you get into the big time if you got bots in your.
I'm getting back. I'm getting back up there.
Yeah, so after all of that kind of debating, all of us are like, yeah, we just use it to self-heal, actually.
That is 95% of what I use it for, but I like to have the insurance there, you know?
There's nothing
like
wrong
the
with
insurance,
that.
like if there's this thing that's gonna wipe my party, I've got some insurance for it.
Usually, if an enemy gets a blasphemy off and I don't kill them before they can, I just get mad and wait for everyone to stop being stuck. But I also
upset for
one of my campaigns was also an evil party, so we just walked through blasphemies. Like we would just be like, "LOL, blasphemy."
Yeah, that's
does
another
nothing.
thing to keep in mind is like if you're an evil party, then blasphemy is fucking whatever.
Yeah, that's actually why in the Treasure of the Midnight Isles DLC, after we had a blasphemy nearly wipe us whenever we were most of the way through it, and then later on we did wipe, which sucked. But we started having all evil parties just because those blasphemies were freaking brutal in there.
Yep.
You know, whenever
in Midnight Isles, your alignment doesn't really matter. So.
Yeah, for sure.
We get our first mythic rank.
Yep, let's do that one.
All right, here we go. Mythic
Ever ready. Lorespire, we will tell you the mythic level ups are the most atrocious part of this whole experience.
Trash.
They are so bad.
Trash.
She shouldn't be making attacks of opportunity. She should be holding the line.
What would y'all take instead of Ever Ready?
Last Stand. Rupture Restraints.
Yeah, I agree with Last Stand.
Fucking Last Stand. Smite. Like
I
fucking
actually
leading strike. Like
I do commonly take Ever Ready.
I
do commonly take Ever Ready, just never as the first one. Last Stand, I think, should be first for everybody.
Thundering blows.
Anything that says damage, anything that says that adds damage per mythic rank, I wait till I'm like halfway through my mythic ranks to do it, because it's not going to give you any points besides one right now. So it's useless.
I mean, that's well, like the thing is like it's still Thundering Blows. It's 2d6 plus 1d6 per 2 mythic ranks.
Yeah, so but like Ever Ready is just one more.
No, it's okay. All right.
Sorry.
The number of attacks of opportunity you can make each round is increased by 2.
Yeah.
So if we took Outflank with her at level 5, and you got Outflank with another character, whenever that other character procs their Outflank, that can give you up to 3 attacks of opportunity per turn instead of just 1.
Wait. Outflank doesn't cause attacks of opportunity. It just makes it so that when you're flanking, you get a better. No, outflank is you get a better attack whenever you're flanking somebody.
And whenever you get a critical hit, the other anybody else who has
that's another one entirely.
No. There is another. What's the name of the other one? There's Outflank and there's Seize the Moment, and they both cause attacks of opportunity. They both do. One does it whenever you get a critical hit, anybody else who has it, they get an attack of opportunity. And the other one is whenever somebody else gets a critical hit, if you're in melee, then you get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
But they both use it.
Igor's confirmed
my
this.
point.
Spoilers.
So
we're not getting outflank.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody takes teamwork feats.
I'm just explaining because y'all started talking about how useless it is. I agree it shouldn't be here, and maybe it shouldn't be in the auto build at all based on other things that it is or isn't going to take. I just wanted to point out for everybody that Ever Ready is not useless.
I wouldn't say it's
garbage.
useless.
It's actually very helpful, and I include it in a lot of my builds.
All I said
think
was
that it's a solid choice.
Anything that increases attack or damage based on your mythic rank, I don't take for the first 3 or 4 ranks. Because it's only 1 point.
No. And I agree. It should not be taken here first. Totally agree with that.
Yeah.
It should not be taken first. I'm just going to say it's a viable option later on.
If you're a melee character at all in this game and you don't take Last Stand first, you're doing yourself a disservice.
I would say, well.
On the
yeah,
other hand, early game. Well, actually, I guess
No.
probably.
Early game, especially for Woljif, early
No.
game, last stand.
That's
that
what I'm
guy.
saying is, on harder difficulties, early game is going to be probably the hardest part of the game. Because I know that that's how it is in Kingmaker. Like Kingmaker,
Definitely.
early game
Definitely.
is infinitely more difficult than later game. But like, okay, so instead of Ever Ready, what could we take? Last Stand, Leading Strike, Inspirational Leader, Rupture Restraints, Thundering Blows, Mythic Charge.
You really only
potentially?
need one person to have inspirational leader, and your
I know,
front
I'm just
liner's
saying,
not
like,
going to be within range of your backline people all the time.
What is the range on it?
50
Isn't it like
feet.
it's
Isn't
50
it like
feet?
50 feet?
I
I mean,
put-
most of the
yeah,
time
I
you're going to
put
be within
land.
50 feet.
I put land as far back as I can put him.
Well, the
Why?
range
You're
on
not
a
getting your
longbow,
point blank shot
the range,
bonuses then.
the range on a longbow is only 50 feet. So if you're putting him more than 50 feet, he's not attacking.
But you don't
Just
have to
wanna
be
point that out.
attacking the same enemy, so he could be backed up and fighting other people. They can be spread out across Dresden.
That's
Just
very true, but
Yeah.
I would be willing to bet that most of the time he's going to be within 50 feet because you're going to be attacking the same or at least a similar enemy. Like come on,
I
like,
would just
probably, right?
I just put it on a support character because you're gonna typically have less things to put on them from here anyway.
No, I
'Cause-
agree. I
Yeah.
usually put it on a support as well.
Yeah.
I don't usually put it on anybody I'm trying to DPS.
I
with.
tend to find that support and caster characters have more things to take on the mythic ability side, whereas physical damage dealers have more mythic feats to take.
I
That's
wouldn't
my-
say that. I would say the reverse.
I usually have my support characters like in the middle, like with like a reach weapon or something. So I
It's
like
like-
to put it on them because it does cover, further away. Like they're more centered. So if for some reason they are farther than 50 feet away from the front line, as Unsung was suggesting, sometimes they might be, then your support character's still close enough to them, most of the time to where they are getting that bonus. Would also just like to say that over here in our chat, people are kind of laughing about how long this is taking, and that this will be a 14-hour
these
stream
are
if
these
we
are long
do
boys.
all of
These
the
are not going to be
companions.
fast.
So yeah, I just want to point out that we're only doing like 1 or 2 tonight, and at
Yeah.
various
And-
times we will revisit these, in streams going forward until we've
Yeah.
eventually done all of them. Like that's kind of the plan.
And
And I
also-
also just wanted to say that they are enjoying it and complimenting it, saying that it's fun and good. So like they're not complaining, but
Yeah. Also, as we go on, the characters that we're going to be going on start at a higher level, so
Yeah, that's
we
true,
will
too.
just be able to see more of their build immediately and just be like, all right, this is where we're starting.
Yeah.
The
The first 4
instead of going through level by level.
the first 4 have a lot more than everyone else does. So
I mean, they all have 20 levels and 10 mythics, but like we'll be able to see more of it immediately.
Zins,
for
yeah,
a lot
that
of
sounds like you're really like
yeah, that's
ever ready outflank pets. Like that's a good way to win.
But yeah, Stack HP also says abundant casting is good for paladins because they have good low level spells.
I just
yeah.
I
would
just
like
don't
to
play
say that I
optimally.
do
don't
sometimes
optimize
like to get
my
abundant
playthroughs. I just
casting
play
with
what I think is
some of
fun
the
and cool
low
most of the time, and just
spell
survive.
progression classes, just because you get 1 rank of it and that covers 3/4 of their spells. So I do
Yeah.
like to pick up like 1 rank of that with a lot of like ranger or paladin or whoever gets the low spell progressions like that.
So what paladin spells are we talking about? Because a lot of
There
their
are some
actual
great
buffing
paladin
ones
spells.
a lot of their buffing ones are actually pretty redundant. from each
Blessed Weapon is freaking amazing, and I'm pretty sure they're the
Yeah.
only class that gets it. You can't even. Wait, no, that's not. The other one is the one that increases saves based on the character's charisma. What's that called? I can't.
remember. I'm gonna be honest. Most of the time when I have a stack says bestow grace.
Bestow Grace, thank you. Yeah, Bestow Grace. And Bestow Grace, you can't even buy scrolls of, so you have to have a paladin to get Bestow Grace. which is why sometimes I'll actually just get like an NPC paladin, just hire a mercenary, and I'll just level them specifically to make scrolls for that. Like, just give them everything they need to make scrolls whenever camping or something like that, or staying at the city just to be able to get those. Because you know, there's some enemies where you really got to boost those saves, or it can be a really difficult fight. So Bestow Grace and Blessed Weapon,
yeah.
those are the two main ones.
I would say
I
that
would point out.
Like Igor said, like I do like the Veil spells a lot. The 2 Veil spells that she can have, I do like those for the Paladin, as like self buffs. Is Bestow Grace lawful? Like, does it only work on lawful good characters?
It only works on good characters. They don't have to be lawful, though.
Still not a lot of those in this game as companions go. Still not a lot of those.
But even if it's not a bunch of the party members, you can still make your main character a good character.
Yeah. If you have Seelah, your main character, and Ember and Sociode, like that right there's 4. If you're using those 4.
Arushale can be a good character.
I was gonna say, yeah, Arushale potentially. I'm not sure. Does Woljif change to good if you get his bro?
His alignment doesn't change at all. He's always chaotic neutral.
Okay, but yeah, I think those actually are the only.
Because either way, he's still
one.
a selfish little bastard. He's just changing why he's selfish.
Yeah. And I would also like to point out that
pulling you into the fold of this is also self.
Bestow Grace does stack with whatever, I forget what it's called now. The Paladin's 2nd level ability that increases their saves by their charisma score. It actually does stack with that, so you can double Seelah's saves from her charisma. You can get double her charisma bonus to saves by stacking that.
That's gross.
I mean, it's a really good spell to have.
Well, I'll note that for next time then.
All right.
I'll note that.
Level 6. I'm sorry, level 7.
Yep.
All right.
Paladin. Oh, look at that.
I hate it.
Great fortitude.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. You're a paladin. You're a paladin.
I'm sorry.
Your saves are.
But I have never in my life ever taken a saving throw increasing feat for any character.
This is so. I hate it.
I never do this.
Despise this choice. It's so trash.
I have many times taken saving throw increases for characters just because, especially at the end game, saving throws are so important. But great fortitude on a paladin is pretty garbage. Yeah, you're already getting bonuses from Bestow Grace. Fortitude is already your highest save. Yeah, no, I don't think so for any of them.
I think it's fine.
Elemental focus.
I think
let's just have her take elemental focus acid.
I think.
Just be done with
listen,
it. We're just gonna waste a feat.
I wait to take these feats on people that get them from like other abilities. Like if you're a kineticist, eventually you can get a bonus kineticist feat, and they're usually saving throw increase feats, and then I take them, but not if like I have other things I can take.
Like.
I'm not saying that I always do, but I have at times, depending on party makeup and build, like taking some of the saving throws. But great fortitude on a paladin is total garbage.
I'm not saying that these are going to be trash for everybody forever. I'm saying that this is trash for this character.
And I agree. I totally agree with that.
This is so shit.
I really think any of them are, given that she's a fucking paladin.
Yeah, like she shouldn't take any of them. She should never take any of them.
She doesn't need to.
Give her power attack. If any, like fucking whatever, like give her power attack.
Next mythic rank.
Yeah, like I don't even want to look at it anymore.
Mythic rank.
All right, mythic rank 2.
Shield bonus.
This is actually really good.
Shield focus mythic. Shield enhancement to your touch AC. We love shield to touch AC. That's a great thing.
Yeah,
it's
like
not as much as people think it is though, because only your shield's enhancement bonus counts. There's parts of certain unique
your shield bonus and your shield's enhancement.
There are certain magical shields that gain certain bonuses to their shield bonus that don't go on shield focus mythic.
Yes, you have to have an actual shield, not like the shield spell.
No, I mean like there are certain unique item magical shields that don't apply the full bonus they get from the different magical qualities to shield focus mythic.
Yeah, so it's just the base shield,
Yes.
AC plus the you know
Yes.
the +4 or whatever.
So if you have any other bonuses on your shield from any other
so yeah,
thing
this
about
one's
the shield,
this
it doesn't
also
add
adds
it.
+2 versus ranged attacks or whatever.
Yeah.
Then that's not going to do that.
So shield
but-
focus mythic is great otherwise though. I mean, she's a shield
Yeah,
user.
I'm perfectly fine with this.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's probably one of the best ones that she has available to her right now.
Yeah, I would have taken this or maybe dodge mythic. Like dodge is also good. It's the same. Like it's just less.
But like
it's
on,
less
on
AC
the other
than
side,
this.
like I was about to say, yeah, this shield focus mythic definitely benefits
Yeah.
her defense a lot more than dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if they did great fortitude mythic?
I would
That would be
uninstall the
amazing.
game.
That would be
Uninstall the
amazing.
game. Never play another Owlcat game ever.
It would definitely be confirmation of our theory that Owlcat's just trolling us with these pre-made builds. But
All right, level 8 is just another point in charisma. Congratulations, Seelah. You're
Yep,
looking more
not a
beautiful
whole lot,
every day.
Not a whole lot going on in level 8.
Level 9. Oh, toughness. If you don't know this as a newbie player, toughness is never actually that many hit points. It really isn't in the scheme of things.
No, at this you're getting an extra 9 health.
By the
That's
end of
it.
the game, this isn't even enough to like last a single extra hit from a bad guy.
Yeah, the enemies are going to be hitting for like 30s, 40s, 50s. We still don't have power attack.
We've got Mercy
we
confused
still-
because we know confused happens all the time.
And it's also usually long enough for a Mercy to make a difference.
The only time
Well,
it
actually,
does
no.
happen a lot.
That actually can be a thing. That actually can be a
the
thing,
only
especially in higher
issue I've
levels.
had with confused is the Vescavers, and Seelah can't fucking like Mercy everybody, okay? And everyone gets fucked by the Vescavers.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
So
great.
if we're looking at the feats, let's look at the feats as they want to make it so that you don't have to change your fighting style. So like no vital strikes because that changes your fight. Like you have to toggle that on and off.
Wait, does she not get that later on though?
I don't know, maybe.
I thought she was the one that did.
Maybe. Oh, is she the one that's like vital strike, greater vital
Yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get no spoilers. We'll get to that. Yeah, if that's her, oh my god, I'm gonna have fun.
She could
Improved
take
critical is
improved
at the very
critical
top of
right
this.
now.
Improved critical. Why?
Improved critical!
Why have you not taken
If
this
you've
instead?
already got weapon and focus, take improved critical.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason not to.
Get those crits, baby.
All right, so toughness, trash, and mercy confused. Definitely not the
No,
best
not the
choice.
most
Not
useful
the
at
best.
all.
It can be useful at times.
Oh,
Like
that's
it's very
why I'm not.
situational. But like on the other hand, all of these are very situational, right?
I
Yeah,
just
that's
say
why I'm not going as extreme as unsung and just saying that it's garbage. I mean, it can be useful at times, but yeah.
I'm gonna say the
problem
only
is
time
that
I've had
there are times
confusion
where
be
they're
an
just gonna
issue
run
is
away
when my
from you as you're
entire
fighting.
party gets rocked by confusion. I've never had a single character get messed up by confusion and no one else does. It's always like my whole party, and she can't use lay on hands on everybody.
Would like to point this out. Possibly, you know, if you took more saving throw feet.
Oh
you would have
my
the entire party get confused at one time. That's a possibility. It's just something to
All
consider.
right, level 3. Everyone's taking Iron Will. Iron Will for you. Iron Will for you.
Iron Will for
Definitely if you're an
everybody at
animal
level
companion.
fucking 3.
If you're an
Good
animal
God.
companion for sure.
Thank you, Lord Spire. Thank you for that. That was I needed the kick in
You're
the butt.
welcome,
I
you're
needed
welcome.
it. Thank you.
All right.
But improved
All right.
critical, yes. Improved critical.
Mythic 3.
Yeah,
Last
it's
stand. There's your
definitely a
last
great
stand.
choice there.
Last
Yep.
stand. At least we did not get it.
Yeah, at least this isn't a character that didn't get a basic function of their class as their mythic ability. We'll
All
get
right,
to that
so-
guy later.
So,
Or
so we're
we'll get
definitely
to that guy at some point.
we're definitely all agreed that that's about the best thing they could take there since they hadn't already taken it.
I mean, yeah,
It's a very good one, yeah.
yeah. I guess I would
Um,
kind of wait till 5th level probably to take Abundant Smite, so we'll see when they put it on her, but I probably
If
wouldn't
they do.
take it this early because you're not even going to get 2 points or 2.
I thought you said before that every melee character should take Last Stand immediately?
I was
like
just
at
I was
Mythic
trying
Rank
to debate my inner dialogue of like when to take Abundant Smite and not. I would take Last Stand if I hadn't already because
Okay.
you're not going to get.
All right.
I would
Now,
wait till
I
you
will
get
counter
2
you
smites
guys.
to take Abundant Smite.
I will counter you guys with on easier difficulties. Last Stand is not nearly as important.
Oh
That
yeah,
is very,
Oh,
very
absolutely.
true. That is
as,
very
as
true.
a speedrunner that plays through on story more often than anything else, I do end up getting Last Stand, I think, but it's like one of the last ones that I get. It's like rank 7.
If you're
'Cause
someone that plays,
we don't even get rank 9.
If you're someone that plays with Death's Door on at all, you don't need Last Stand ever.
Yeah.
Kristen would like to point out that in his playthroughs, he's had many fights where Wenduog murders half the party because she's confused. I know that I'm a little bit late on that, but I just like to point that out from before. Of course, I think Kristen
I've definitely
mostly
had
plays
things
on
like that
unfair, I think.
Well, your mistake there is that Wenduog wasn't kicked to the curb.
Yeah. As she shouldn't
Says
be,
the person
she's the greatest.
is in love with fucking a serial killer.
Last Stand, good.
Last
Yep,
Stand
Last-
is good.
Last Stand good.
is
I
good.
like
that.
It's
Last Stand
it is far less important on easier difficulties, but it's never a bad idea. Right?
Yeah. Level.
It's just not as important.
Level 10.
Level 10.
There was nothing.
Yeah. Surprise! Paladins can be a bit boring at times.
Level
Yeah,
11.
not the most choices.
surprisingly useless shield feat that exists. Missile Shield.
Yeah, I wanted this to be good, and I took it in so many of my builds, and
It's not.
I was
It's just never.
Like,
it's like
I
one of those
wanted it
ones
to
where it's
be,
like maybe I
and-
can make it work. Maybe.
it doesn't make that much of a difference. I mean,
it
she's
is-
usually got a high enough AC that she's not getting hit by
Yeah.
ranged attacks anyways. And then you like, at least for me, I usually try to.
And if you are,
burst
then you're
down
going to be
ranged
getting hit by more
attackers
than
and-
one in a row.
I will
Yeah.
say, in Kingmaker, it's great because there's so many Fey archers that will shoot like 5 arrows in a single round at you. So it's nice to be able to deflect one of those from each of the people. But in Wrath of the Righteous, there's really not that many archers to begin with.
But like, if they're all focusing you, and there's like, even if there's only one, and they shoot 5 times, that's only 20% of the damage reduced.
Yeah, but if you don't have any other
and if you
feats to take, it's a nice one at the
But
edge
she
of your level up.
does. But she does.
I'm not talking about for
She
Seelah. I'm
definitely
talking
does.
about for Kingmaker. And Valerie has...
There's this one. There's this one that's at the very top of the list still. It's even got a thumbs up on it.
Improved
does.
critical!
Why does she not have this feat yet?
Because they're waiting for her. I think that there's certain critical feat level up things that don't get unlocked until later, and they want you to take them all
Yeah.
in sequence, like back to back to
That's
back to
bad.
back.
That's not good.
Why don't you just take brew potions?
Brew Ocean, yeah. Yep. That's
Yeah. So,
Not a bad idea if you have her like sitting on the sidelines just waiting for you at Dresden.
That's true.
Uh-oh. My OBS disconnected and is reconnected. Did I get kicked? I didn't get kicked from the call.
You're still in Discord chat. I don't know.
Okay.
So the
Alright.
next mythic, we're all
Next
gonna
mythic.
love it. Toughness mythic.
I will say that if you are taking toughness, then why not take toughness mythic?
But
If you're putting
Is there a
that much
better-
of a value on hit points.
because if you have Last Stand, then like you don't need DR10 Epic at below 0 hit points.
Yeah. this like
It does
clashes
only last
with
for
Last
2
Stand a
rounds.
lot.
You can only use it once a day. It does only last 2 rounds. I'm not saying it's a good choice. I'm just saying that if they're putting that much value on hit points that they're going to take toughness at what level 9, I think they took it at, then
Congratulations,
at
Guys.
least they're being consistent
With-
by taking toughness
with
mythic.
both of them.
Guys,
With
guys,
both of them.
we got a bot in chat. We got a bot. We got a bot.
Hell yeah!
We did it, boys! We did it!
I need you to step up your game. I need you to step
Yeah.
up your game. We need
Jake,
to get
if you
them bots
could
in.
take care of that bot
Yeah.
for me, that would be great. I would appreciate you.
Hey, yeah, Nick or Kristen or Sam or somebody, go find a bot and get them in chat.
Just
All right.
like lure him over with
Oh.
like snacks.
Yeah, or something. That'd be awesome.
Snacks.
Also, while we're in the middle of this at a critical, not that critical of a junction, because fuck toughness, honestly. If you're watching any of our streams and you're not yet followed or subscribed or whatever to any of us, feel free to do it to all of us.
Yeah.
If you're
yeah, that's
enjoying the
definitely a good
show
idea.
and you want to catch us
Yep.
again,
I agree.
do it. It's a good time. Anyway.
Do it.
Yeah,
So
just,
yeah, congratulations with both this and normal toughness at level 20. You'll be able to tank maybe one extra hit.
Hey, but you know what?
You
Level
might be able
12's
to take one extra hit.
Level 12's Mercy level up. Lore Spire's gonna love it. It's staggered.
It's a little. Probably not. There's probably something better to take by this point, but maybe.
I mean, we could take Paralyzed, to be honest.
No.
Or
yeah, you
Blinded
could.
if you
Paralyzed.
don't
There's
If you don't want to
Paralyzed
waste a
or
spell slot on Remove Blindness, you could do Blinded.
What about curse?
paralyzed or stunned.
Like, just imagine how all of those curses that you see in this game.
Oh my
you could
god, I've never seen a single curse in this game.
I
honestly don't think I have either.
Thank you, Jake. I appreciate you.
Actually, Baphomet has oh, what the hell is that? He'll turn you into a freaking dog, and it's actually a polymorph effect, but it counts as a
Baleful
curse.
polymorph.
Baleful polymorph.
Baleful
Thank
polymorph.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's one of my favorite spells.
The only way I've ever been able to remove it is by killing the character off. Like, I've never been able to make the DC check to actually remove it. So whoever gets that, like, has to be like just killed off. So maybe no, never mind. This does use caster level, so I'm sure she wouldn't be able to remove it either. I was thinking like if it just auto removes it, but no, it's fire caster level, so never mind.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be a bit busted if it was just an auto heal of that.
Oh, I mean, if there's
yeah,
only one
I've-
curse in the game, maybe
I've
not.
been dogged, yes, Nurok. I have been dogged. Actually, the first time I ever got Baleful Polymorphed was fighting Iravetti and Kingmaker.
Oh my
And
gosh,
I couldn't
you're
get it
ready.
I couldn't get it off. No, the funny thing is I couldn't get it off. And so all of the like story things that happened after, because I still went like up to the college after that, like all those cutscenes just had me as a dog, just like fucking diplomacy-ing my way through all this stuff as a dog that can't speak.
Well,
and it
that's
was
actually
just
pretty awesome.
fucking
It
funny.
made you a dog in
was
the
really funny.
cutscenes? Wow, that's impressive.
They're like you know, fucking dealing with this fallout. You know, we just murdered their king and all that stuff, and I'm like, woof woof.
It's like, okay, I forgive you.
Yeah. Like, oh,
funny.
who's a good boy?
Nice. All right, so staggered. Definitely some better choices,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say
It's a
terrible
choice.
choice. Yeah. it's
All
a
right.
choice.
It is a choice.
And at level 13, the feat of our choice is
And hey, we
Improved
finally did it. We
critical!
finally remembered that this feat existed. Improved critical.
a few feats too late, but we got here.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have taken this at, you know,
The earliest
Level
possible.
immediately.
Yeah.
But we got there. She got there eventually.
No. Okay, I'm reading the description of Bestow Grace of the Champion, and it says target has to be lawful good.
That
Oh,
is
really?
less-
I thought it
that
was
is less
good only. Well, there's definitely a spell that the paladin gets that affects good only. Thought it was bestow grace.
Is it Eagle Soul?
What? Possibly. I'm not
That's
sure.
personal spell.
I do use Eagle Soul sometimes. Well, then it's definitely not that one.
I'm not sure.
Maybe Blessed Weapon. Maybe Blessed Weapon has to be on a good character only then.
That could be. That could be.
Yeah, maybe it's Blessed Weapon.
Oh. We also get Yeah, these are the level 4s, huh?
Yeah.
We get our level 4 spells at this level as well.
And then level 14, there's nothing there.
Oh, is there not?
No.
Oh, yeah, it's just another blah level. No, we get Divine Weapon +4.
And then the next mythic
all the
is
choices thereof.
Abundant Smite, which is the best choice at this point, in my opinion. 2 extra smites at this point, at mythic level 5. That's 2 extra smites. That's a good time to have.
Now, another thing is 2 extra smites, or you can take Rupture Restraints.
Nope.
Which is very good, because you're going to be running into a lot of CC stuff.
Although
I guess a lot of CC stuff is going to be less useful against a Paladin, because of how high their saves are going to be. But you could also take Thundering Blows, so you can guarantee damage at least once per round, even if you miss. And that's not an insignificant amount of damage at this point. That's 4d6.
I actually
Sonic
don't like
damage,
Thundering
which
Blows
almost
that much
nobody-
because I was going to say there are actually a lot of enemies. I would not say most, but you fight a lot of Drachnes like later in the game, and pretty much all those are immune to sonic damage, and I think most of the bosses are too, like most of the tougher enemies like that. I'm not so sure about the other enemies, but I never take it just because I feel like, there's too much resistance from the enemies that I actually want to do more damage to.
Well, then you just take Ascendant Element Sonic.
I
like
definitely have never tried that. I agree. I agree with Abundant Smite. I gotta agree with that, especially if you
I'm
get
not saying that this is a bad choice.
Eridan's
I was just
Wrath.
throwing out that there is an alternative, and it's not a terrible one, because that's also AoE damage. It's AoE 4d6, so if you have a lot of small creatures around you, if you're just clearing trash or something like that, that is a good chunk of damage to a bunch of different creatures. Yeah, it's just an alternative. It's just an alternative. But yeah, Abundant Smite is fine. I'm alright with that.
Yep, I'm good with that too.
Level 15 Pondor. This is where it begins.
Yay!
This
One
is
of
where
my
it begins.
favorites. Blech.
Vital Strike build. It starts.
I would like to point out the fact that this build still does not have power attack.
Yep.
I just want to point that out. This lady still has no power attack. But we have Vital Strike. Now, I'm not entirely opposed to Vital Strike in general.
Yeah,
But
I
you
don't
have
think it's
to
a terrible choice.
really dedicate to it to make it worthwhile, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would still definitely prefer power attack or outflank, which are both still available right now. Maybe some lightning reflexes, since her lowest save is her reflex save.
Or Dazzling Display. Go down to the Dazzling Display tree as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Shatter Defenses is really good, but I don't actually like Dazzling Display. But you do need it to get Shatter Defenses.
Igor says power attack is for losers. Chad Paladins pick point blank shot. Sorry, pick Great Fortitude.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Igor! Cut that shit out. Yeah. I have opinions on Vital Strike. It's not great. But yeah, it's a choice. And hey, remember how we were talking about how, oh yeah, there's this one character potentially that curses?
Curse! Great.
Sure, there's more than
we
that.
can get
but
rid of it.
That's the only one I've noticed.
No fatigue and exhaustion. Awesome.
Nope. Not even nauseated, no paralyzed, not even poisoned. There's actually a decent chunk of poisons in this game.
Igor, I'd rather use Vital Strike with two-handed weapons as well.
Yeah, that's another thing.
All right.
Not blinded.
Yeah.
Like, almost every other choice is probably better than cursed.
Yeah, probably. Well, I
Like,
don't know. I don't like the poison
feel like
one that
that's-
much, but maybe that's because I always, without fail, have delayed poison on.
Yeah, always.
But yeah, and definitely not a great choice there. I agree.
No,
All right.
it's basically the worst one.
Level
It's
6.
about
Level 6.
We do
is
get
doing-
Vital Strike Mythic.
Vital Strike
Okay.
I was gonna say-
Mythic. At least we're consistent.
Yeah, so this Vital Strike Mythic, I think, is actually like absolutely required to make Vital Strike viable. When compared to other sources, like other actions that they can take, right? Like I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, because it also, you multiply all the other bonuses that would normally be multiplied on a crit by the same number as your damage dice.
Mhm.
So you're getting to multiply everything, which is
Yeah.
big boy damage.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
This is what makes Vital Strike usable in
Yeah.
Wrath.
Yeah, if you're gonna take Vital Strike, you may as well take this. I mean,
Yeah.
personally, I would prefer Destructive Shockwave, but I would have preferred that way back there where Shield Focus is. With the build that they have going, it's not the best choice here.
Yeah. And that's when you start getting to these later
I
levels.
would disagree with Destructive Shockwave though, because that's only equal to your Strength bonus. So that's what, like, fucking like 7 or 8 damage.
No. In my defense, I always build her for 2-weapon fighting with a Shield Bash build. So even if it's only 7 or 8 damage, even if it's an enemy
That's fair.
has
That's
such
fair.
a high
You
AC
do.
that you can't hit them, you're still dealing like, 50 damage, 60 damage a turn with it.
That's fair.
Like later in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, with this build,
improved
it
critical
doesn't
is
make a
also
whole
a
lot of
choice here.
sense.
Yeah.
But-
That is fair.
As we get
I
to
was kind of
these,
thinking of her as just like a single weapon wielder.
just so everyone's aware, as we get to these later levels, it becomes less complaining that we have to take things and more judging by what we've already taken. Is what we're taking now good or bad? You have to kind of adjust your expectations based on the build they're going for.
Yes.
Yeah, yep, that does
Agreed.
seem to be more and more commonplace
And
here.
I'm very excited for level 19 now. I'm very excited for level 19 because it's just that is actually the capstone of this build.
But before that, we've got a regular level up with nothing, and then a new mythic level up with the choice.
Yep.
And that choice is Unstoppable, which I honestly forget is an ability choice.
Yeah, I feel like Rupture Restraints is just a better version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer Rupture Restraints to Unstoppable,
Because like
yeah.
The only difference is Rupture Restraints has a limited use per day.
Yeah,
But how often do you run through all of those uses?
yeah, and it covers a hell of a lot more effects.
It covers
And
a
it completely
lot.
negates them instead of, just downgrading them.
Just making them slightly worse.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out that something like, I think I think most of the choices would be better here, but especially like Unrelenting Assault, I think would be a hell of a lot better. Maybe Abundant Casting would definitely be better. Might be a pretty good choice here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Leading Strike or something.
I will say
Leading Shot.
I
would probably take one of those two instead.
I will say does Unrelenting is the way it's worded is confusing me. Like if you do Vital Strike and you only have one attack a turn, do you still stack up those +2 damage rolls every single turn?
Yeah, as long as you make
at least
turn.
attack. It doesn't mean it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to hit.
Yeah,
It just means that you have to take a swing at them. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yep. Yeah. There are many better options than Unstoppable. Let's just throw that
True.
out there.
Yeah, I'll just point out some of my favorites besides ruptured restraints.
And then continuing with the trend for level 17 is improved Vital Strike, which at this point is the only thing you really can take that you should take.
Given given what they've already
given the
taken,
build that we already
definitely.
have, you're kind of locked in for the next 3 or the next 2 feats. Right,
Or
Unsung?
you should be.
Oh, we thought we could escape it, but we can't. Mythic level 8. Great Fortitude Mythic.
Freaking awesome. Awesome. Well, at least
I'm
you're
going to
never failing a
uninstall the
fortitude save no matter what.
Yeah.
Not improved
Like,
critical
oh
mythic.
man, I rolled a 1 on my fort save.
We could have had
That's the
improved
only way that
critical
I'm failing
mythic.
it. Let's re-roll it.
We could have chosen an well, I don't think they ever choose the extra feat or extra mythic ability for the auto builds.
Yeah.
No, they will not.
No, they won't.
I don't think we ever saw one of those.
So at this
like,
point,
Dodge mythic would be better. Improved critical mythic would be better.
weapon focus mythic would be better.
Like,
Mythic
and weapon
Resolve
focus mythic
would
isn't
be
great.
better.
Yeah. Sad. Honestly,
Trash.
Mythic Resolve, just a flat +1 to all saving throws and additional hit points would be better than a freaking re-roll for 1 saving throw.
Exactly. This was,
Especially a saving throw
I agree.
that you're not going to
Exactly.
fail regardless.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sag. Okay.
Bad.
All right, so we're doing.
The next Mythic first.
Yep. Hey, we finally get
Abundant
abundant casting.
casting!
All right.
Mythic rank
yay,
9. So you know
I guess.
we're 90% of the way through the game. We finally get abundant casting. It's
Abundant
fine.
casting! Oh
Yeah,
my
not the-
god.
Not the most helpful time to take it for sure.
No. No. Not the best.
Ugh.
Kind of trash.
Igor can't wait to spam Discari with Bane.
Yeah. Yeah, because that is where you're headed at this point, right? You're headed over to Is.
Yeah. Alright. Level 18, our last Mercy is paralyzed, which I will say, Mercy
That's
paralyzed,
actually, I'm okay with that.
not bad.
I'm okay with that.
I'm cool with Mercy paralyzed. I would have liked to have had it instead of Cursed, but I'll take it now.
We got there eventually. This isn't bad. Like, of the options that we have, I feel like it's the best one.
Yeah. And then Greater Vital Strike, the Capstone.
Oh! They changed it.
What was
Yeah,
it?
with the enhanced edition, they
It
changed
used to be
some of the
Hammer the
pre-made.
Gap, remember?
Yeah, there was only 2 ranks of Vital Strike before. I guess they got
No,
enough
there was
complaints
Greater
about
Vital
it.
Strike.
Yeah, 2 ranks.
No. There was Vital Strike improved.
No, there was Vital and Greater. Improved wasn't a thing.
You can't.
No, I've
get
taken. No,
Greater without
there's been
improved.
3 ranks of Vital Strike for a long
And
time.
how are there only 2
'Cause I've
ranks
actually-
of Vital Strike?
No. So what she used to do is she used to go 2 out of the 3. She would get Vital Strike and improved, and then the third one was Hammer the Gap.
Oh yeah,
that's
she
what I
had Hammer.
what I
the
just said.
Gap.
Yeah, remember that's what I was losing my mind over when
Why
we
would
originally
you
did
ever
this
take
build.
that? And then why would you ever take it with a Vital Strike build?
That's what I was saying. I was losing my fucking mind. I literally said, I'm like, this has to be a misclick.
Yeah.
This has to have been
No,
a
when
misclick.
we
and they
recorded
It was
this-
them.
so
It was
fucking
them
was. I was
trolling
right.
us. It was them trolling
I was
us.
right.
So,
For
Igor,
those of you
Hammer the
who
Gap, when you
don't
make it
know.
full attack, each consecutive hit against the same opponent deals extra damage. So if you're
Yes.
a Vital Strike build, it's literally useless.
Yes. So a bit of backstory about what me and Unsung are currently talking about. We recorded videos a while back, going over some of the auto builds, and Seelah was one of the ones that we recorded.
Yeah.
And we got to this point, and we lost our fucking minds because it was Vital Strike, improved Vital Strike, and then fucking Hammer the Gap, which is useless with a Vital Strike build.
I'm
entirely.
wondering if it was a
Um,
bug because they are right after each other in the feat order, in the feat list.
Yeah, and I was like, and I even said, I'm like, this has to be a misclick. Somebody just accidentally clicked Hammer the Gap instead of Greater Vital Strike, and it just didn't get found. And then we come to this, and
They
you know,
fixed
we're a couple of
it.
patches later, we're a few patches later at this point, and somebody was like, "Oh, this was trash. Oh, this was a mistake. Oh, we got to fix this. We don't want our fucking player base to think that we're, that we're fucking them over that much."
Well, here's hoping that they fix the rest of them.
All 3 ranks of Vital Strike.
Oh man, I'm real sad. I'm real sad that they got rid of it though, because that would have been great.
For the last mythic feat, we have Destructive Shockwave, which I guess
okay.
is...
I'm far more okay with this after Lore's arguments last time.
Are you... Okay, here's what I'm saying, though. If you're using Vital Strike, you're only going to get it 1 time.
Yeah, but if you can't hit with the Vital Strike, then you can just do your regular attack. Like, if their AC is too high for you to hit them anyways, you can just attack regular without Vital Strike, and you'll get the Destructive Shockwave bonuses from all your attacks.
I guess that's true.
It's an option.
You can just test it. Yeah, that's a good point.
It is an option, but we also have to figure... This is a build. This is an auto build, which means like they're kind of expecting this to be used by new players, and new players are not going to micromanage that well, right?
Yeah.
So are they really going to be toggling Vital Strike on and off? Selecting Seelah to do that and all that, or are they just going to try to like send people in to just murder?
That's a good point.
Well, maybe after 100 hours of gameplay, they've gotten advanced enough for that. Maybe
this is after.
This is 10 minutes before the game's over.
Fight in Threshold. So like, what's left at this point?
Nothing. Barely anything.
There's the
Aeon left still?
There's the Echo of Discari and then Arilu. That's it.
And that's it.
Echo of Discari and Arilu.
The Aeon is already done at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember. I can never remember what comes when there. I'm like, I know that the Hand of the Inheritor is the first person that you fight once you get into the tower, but I couldn't remember what happened, like the order of events after that.
Igor, imagine fixing Hammer the Gap, but not Greater Fortitude.
Dude, fucking trash feet. All
right, so
another thing, she doesn't get Shield Bash.
No,
she doesn't.
So this is still just swinging the.
They've never made a shield character across both of their games that ever has Shield Bash as an auto build.
Yeah. She's only getting 5 attacks max here. So yeah, I don't love it, but it's definitely not worthless. But I don't love it.
No, it's not. It's not terrible. And after you mentioned it just now, like I said, about 10 minutes ago, I would have said this is trash. But you swayed me.
All right. That's not easy to do.
Improved critical and weapon focus are still options.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dodge Mythic is still an option as well. Probably the worst out of those, right? Dodge Mythic.
Yeah, I think so. Especially at this point, like 1 AC is going to have a very minimal impact.
Yeah.
Will be a 5% increase in your survivability.
Not necessarily.
In your chances of getting hit.
Not necessarily. I mean,
well, the only time that it's not is if they crit or if your AC is either too low or too high.
Yeah,
a 2 through 19.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, like the absolute extreme ends and a crit. Those are the only times that it's not a 5% increase.
Yep.
And so, looking at the build overall, there are definitely a few things in the middle.
Excuse me, sir. We still have level 20.
There's nothing happening. And in the middle, there are some things that could be cleaned up. We have 3 feats, levels 7, 9, and 11 that we don't fucking need. But besides that, like, this really isn't, like, this is completely 100% viable. This is a playable character who can survive fairly easily with the build as it is.
I would say yes. Below core difficulty, definitely. On core difficulty, maybe a little more difficult, but still viable enough. Yeah. Definitely over core, I would say no.
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 Like these builds are not designed for like the super high difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would be interesting to see somebody play through one of them with these builds. See them try to fucking finagle some shit out of that. I wonder if anybody's done that.
So
A full auto build unfair run.
it's not a terrible build. We will see worse. We will
Yes.
see worse.
Unless they fix them.
Yeah.
I doubt they
Unless
fixed
they
every
fix
single
them.
part of them.
Because remember, Seelah was like one of the worst just because of the hammer the gap thing. It was like you guys got so close to
I don't
having,
think
like,
they
a
could
viable
fix
thing.
Woolgis if they fucking tried.
I'm sure they could if
Woolgif
they
is a
tried,
fucking thing.
but the question is, did they try?
Woolgif is a fucking thing.
All right, so we're doing Woolgif next. Is the next on this list, or are we going in
We
order that
have-
we meet them?
An hour and 10 minutes left.
We
We took
probably
almost 2 hours for this one.
Yeah, I don't know if
Wow.
we would finish another one who's like starting at the beginning.
Yeah. Do we want to run to a higher level character?
We were gonna Zins, we were gonna try the order of meeting them, but if we try to do Camellia right now, we're gonna go over Pondor's time
To
limit.
Trevor? I don't have Trevor. Oh, wait, I don't have Trevor.
Oh, we're
Trevor's
supposed
not
to
that
have him on,
important enough
no.
to really do anyway.
Yeah.
Trevor was MVP
I would
in my
rather
most recent
do
run.
I would rather do the main people that you always get.
Yeah,
first.
I think I mean, we could do a Rousselet, or we could do damn it, I can't think of his name right now. And I'm
Igor's
asking
made a
on here.
good point. We could do like in each stream do like first then last, and that way you have like a long one and a short one and a long one and a short one, and then eventually we'll be doing like the two people in the middle.
I mean, the thing is that everybody still has the same number of levels.
If you're respecting
Everybody's
them, you
going to
can't
have 20 levels.
you
and
can't
10
respect the levels that that they already had when you met them.
No, but we're still going to discuss the choices.
Yeah, but it's different than just you can glance at all of it all at once. That's still.
Do we want to do
different.
Greybor?
That's what I was gonna say. Either Rousselet or
I think
Greybor.
you started at 11 or something like that.
We can do Greybor.
All right, Greybor it is.
That's fine. Greybor.
Greybor. Let's see how
I
he's...
could go a little bit after 9, but I like, so it's not like a hard out.
Yeah, no, this is a great spot. This is a great spot.
Yeah, like literally starting at level 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at his choices thus far.
So for Greybor,
We got 2 weapon fighting at level 1.
we've got 2 weapon.
Good choice.
Yeah. So
Double
here's my
slice.
thing though. He has.
Huh?
They gave him the. I know backgrounds are sometimes chosen for like roleplay purposes instead of actual mechanic purposes, but his actual roleplay lends him no useful bonuses. His background lends him no useful bonuses for his character, unless you give him a javelin. Because it's spears, long spears, javelins, and light armor. And I slap
yeah.
medium armor on this boy and give him throwing axes.
Yeah, but we would have to call
Hey, you took
bullshit
my
if
idea.
they gave him any background besides mercenary. We'd have to call bullshit just because of who he is, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
there are probably other ones that you can like find and twist it a little bit. I am gonna point that
I
out
don't
to
know.
new players.
I
though.
forget. I didn't even check Seelah's background.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's a pickpocket.
It's kind of a very minor thing, right?
A +1 is a huge thing in the
Mhm.
early levels.
Yeah, in the early, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But we're not getting him in the early levels. We're getting him at level 10.
I mean, that's true, but I'm just saying. It's good to point out.
Yeah. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with pointing it out.
yeah, I'm just saying I forgot that was a thing. Didn't even think about it. So yeah, 2 weapon and then double slice for the first 2 levels. That's fine.
Double slice
I'm
is
okay with
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
He's a
not
strength bonus.
terrible.
He's a strength boy. He needs double slice.
Weapon focus, dwarven war axe. I kind of wish that wasn't there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Because I also really like to give him throwing axes. 'Cause
Yeah.
you get like
yeah,
really
yeah,
good
this
throwing
kind of-
axes.
But I get it
Right
because
around that
his character's whole thing is that he sneaks up right behind people and then like cuts them down. He doesn't like in both cutscenes he doesn't throw anything.
That's because he doesn't have them equipped.
That's because his character doesn't do that normally. He's a stealthy assassin.
Well, you
No,
know,
does he
in
have
the
anything that
speedrun
requires
community, we
weapon
don't give a
focus?
fuck about RP, so yeah.
And
At
it doesn't
this
have
point,
anything that requires weapon focus though, so I feel like they
power
could
attack.
just not give him a
Doesn't
weapon
power
focus.
attack require weapon focus?
Does he? Oh, he
No,
doesn't.
power
My
attack does
bad.
not.
No, I
Power
think
attack
it
does not require
does,
weapon focus.
doesn't it?
No.
Are you sure
No,
about
it
that?
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yes, I am 100% sure about that because Seelah had power attack before she had, she had access to power attack before she had weapon.
Yeah, it doesn't show it. You need it for greater penetrating strike, dazzling display, shattered defenses. And then yeah,
Well,
like it's got the list there.
Yeah, you do
Gotcha.
not need it.
They could have gone without it to be able to give you the option to change weapons or whatever. But
Yeah,
it's not terrible though. It's not terrible, but it could definitely be better if they left that blank so you weren't wasting one if you wanted to use something else.
True. So weapon focus, and then he
Weakening
takes
wounds.
Weakening wounds.
I'm okay with that. There's a lot of characters in here that have
Damage
pretty decent
reduction.
DR.
Yeah.
It
Totally
doesn't
fine with
stack,
that one.
but this also helps all of the rest of the party do damage as well.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Accomplished sneak attacker is a need if you're not a full sneak attacking class. You need
Yeah,
it.
it's just extra damage.
You need it.
I'll take it.
I don't know. I feel like 1d6 just isn't that good. Like it's at most 6 damage, and it might only be 1 extra damage. Like I don't know.
I would take it. But
I'll say it's not.
To be fair,
terrible,
I usually
but,
only.
there's definitely some other things that could be taken here.
What would you take instead?
Well, they could take Blind Fight, since they have him as a melee character. He's definitely going to be up in the front of battle. They could take Outflank, although I will admit he does usually work by himself, so maybe that doesn't make the most sense for Outflank. I mean, but heck, they could take the power attack here. I would say they could take improve 2-weapon fighting there, but you got to be level 6, so that's only level 5. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's not the worst choice, but I usually don't take it because 1d6 just doesn't do it for me.
you heard it here first, guys.
On lower difficulties.
1d6 doesn't do it for Lore Spire.
It does not. It does not.
So on higher difficulties, I would agree 1d6 isn't that much, but on lower difficulties where the health pools are much lower, that 1d6 is a much higher percentage of the total health pool of the enemies. So
that is a good point. That is a good point.
I think it's kind of like the inverse of Last Stand, where like the higher difficulty it is, the higher priority Last Stand should have. The higher the difficulty, the lower priority I would say Accomplished Sneak Attacker has.
Yeah, good point.
Anyone in chat right now talking about the Kukris? Are you sure you're not thinking of the Goblin Hero friend in Kingmaker? Because he's the only one I know that used Kukris.
Yeah, not he's freaking awesome. He's definitely the best character in that game.
It's the worst part of the speedrun that we have to kill him.
Brings it to care to my eye.
Yeah, it sucks. I hate it. Improve 2-weapon fighting at level 6. So we get that as soon as we possibly can.
Love it.
Great.
Yep.
Love it.
Love that.
And then
sure.
Hammer the Gap.
Hammer the Gap. No, hate it. Terrible. Should not take that.
Even on a multi-attacking character, it's gross.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Maybe you could make Pondor's argument for if you're playing at really low difficulties, you're a lot more likely to hit, but I still hate it. Yeah, like
Even still, you're increasing the damage of the less likely things to hit.
Yes, which is terrible.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I hate this feat.
I
absolutely
totally agree.
despise the feat.
Next,
Never
he
take that.
takes slow reactions, which is good if you're good at making him move around the. If you're good at making him move around the battlefield, it's nice. But new
I
players
think
are
it's terrible.
not going to do that. They're just going to keep him there. So
Stack. He has hammer.
it's kind of
and weakening
useless.
I don't like it.
I've never once chosen slow reactions.
Yeah, me neither.
in my life. It's kind of trash.
9th level, he chooses power attack, which is great. He's a strength-based character. He needs power attack.
Unless you're going to give him the dual throwing axes, then it's not too great. So they do kind of lock you in even more to melee weapons there.
They do.
They do lock you in more to the melee weapons there. You're losing 2 feats if you go the double
but
throwing
we know
axes.
that's
I didn't even think
because
about that.
he's set up so well for it.
It's a terrible part of his build if you're doing your own free build for the rest of his levels, but given how this build's gonna go, it works perfectly.
Yes.
Very, very good point. That is what we're supposed to be focusing on.
Yep.
And then next
is
at
greater
level
10,
2
we get greater
fighting.
2 weapon fighting. I believe that's as soon as you can get it again.
So besides Hammer the Gap and being locked more into melee because of power attack and the weapon focus, his first 10 levels are not bad.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, they're not bad.
This is actually
they're
a pretty
not
decent build.
optimal, but they're not bad.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
This is
totally
an
viable.
incredibly serviceable build.
And his skills are like athletics, mobility, stealth, perception.
Oh
Great.
yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Great. Good stuff. Love it. He's good at all those things.
Yeah. All of these things are fine.
Sounds good.
What are his stats? Strength of 18, Dex 16, Con 14, Intelligence 13, Wisdom 12. Why 13 intelligence? That's weird. It's a weird place to put your odd number.
I mean, given that it's the only odd number, though, you're better off increasing strength 4 times and putting 1 into intelligence to round off your
But
skills.
you know they're not going to do that. You know they're not going to do that.
They're not going to, but you should if you're playing the game, because putting all 5 points into an even number stat is a waste of a point.
Right. Well, I'm saying like maybe have strength at 17, and because that'll open up a lot of skill.
Yeah,
points
but
to
you're
put
going
elsewhere.
back to them changing how they completely built him, which is a different thing.
Yeah. I'm just saying like that is an odd place to put the odd number.
It's just clear that they're like,
especially since intelligence is not really that important for him.
they're clearly like do it so
No,
that
wait.
you can fill out perception to max skill breaks. That's
No.
the purpose.
Doesn't he need 13 intelligence to get a lot of the combat feats?
I think it's only combat expertise. Pretty sure that's the only
is that
one
what
that
it is?
requires 13
Yeah.
intelligence. Yeah, combat reflexes.
I
Most of
remember
the
that
other ones
being a
require
thing.
a higher dex. And also, as the
Right.
Slayer with the combat style feat, you can actually ignore the requirements for like
I knew
two-weapon
that
fighting and all
some
those.
classes got that.
Yep.
I knew that some classes could ignore that requirement, but I do remember 13 intelligence being a required thing for some combat feats.
You guys ready for some mythic rank?
Yep, because we got a few to go through.
He's got defensive study first, which is fine.
Considering how squishy this man is, I'm kind of okay with this.
He's a Slayer too, and it's like the Slayer mythic ability, so.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but okay.
It's
I mean,
like,
I'd rather give him Last Stand, but
yeah, it's a pretty okay. How much does study target give?
it's an
Plus
AC equal to your equal to
Right,
the
but I can't
bonus
remember
this
what
+ability
the bonus
gives
is.
you. It's
It
equal
should
to
be
the
plus one.
Yeah. It's just your study target ability bonus that you usually get to your attack rolls. for
Right,
study
I'm
target.
I'm trying to remember what that number would be.
At this point,
All right,
it's
I'm looking at
probably
it right
2 or 3.
here. Let's look. Study target against the opponent
like
increased
once every
by
other
1. Increased by 1. And yeah, at 5th, 10th, 15th, and 20th levels, it increases. So we're at level 11, so it is getting... yeah, I guess it is a plus
So,
3
a
bonus.
plus
Maybe
3.
maybe that's not so bad. Maybe that's not so bad.
+3 to the AC is
Yeah, that's
15%.
not terrible. That's decent, I guess.
Yep.
I definitely still prefer Last Stand.
yeah,
and
100%.
Last stand would probably
maybe like
again depending on what level of difficulty you're playing on. Like on
Yeah,
lower difficulties, I would say defensive study is much better than last stand at this point.
Yeah, Matthias, so we did talk about the feats with the int 13 as a requirement, but as a Slayer
Yeah.
and the way his character is built, he ignores a lot of that. So,
You don't need no
yeah.
smarts.
Mythic 2 is 2-weapon fighting Mythic. Fair. Fair
Take
enough.
it. Yep, 100%.
Fair enough.
if you are doing 2-weapon fighting, I feel like this is required.
Yep.
Like, it's such a good benefit.
Anything
it's such a
you
good
can,
bonus.
anything you can do to reduce your penalties to your attack rolls is a good choice.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's literally a 10% increase to your chance to hit on every attack. Like, that's an insane bonus.
Wow. Okay, mythic ability for rank 3 is also great. Rupture Restraints.
All right.
Yeah. I'm alright with
Damn.
this. Like, this build is so much better than
This
Seelah's
guy's getting set up.
so far.
This guy's getting
Yeah.
set up.
Don't like not having last
I know y'all
stand,
that play on
but
harder difficulties really want Last Stand still. I feel like, well, we might get it.
We
I feel
might,
like it might be
but
like a
here's
5 or
my
7.
thing though. Here's my
way
thing.
better if
They're
since he's melee.
clearly aiming this build for him to be going one-on-one against an enemy instead of fighting a bunch of people surrounding him. So Last Stand is going to be less likely to be utilized, whereas Seelah is going to be surrounded by hordes of enemies and use Last Stand constantly in the early levels. And
Maybe.
So.
Maybe. Where's the abundant casting? God, trash build.
And then level 11, I think this is as early as he can take it, improved critical.
I'll take it.
But they are furthering
yeah.
they are furthering
take
locking you
improved
into
critical.
Dwarven War Axe, but that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
Well, at this
Yeah.
point, yeah. It's
If you
I mean,
have the
they've
weapon
already
focus,
done
and
that.
if that is
like,
the
yeah.
yeah, and there is some good. Uh-oh, I just unplugged my headphones. 1 second. I have regrown my ears. Woo! There is some very good Dwarven War Axes in the game.
true.
I can't remember exactly what they are, but I remember going back to Dwarven War Axes at one point
And I will say,
on him.
if you're the
Um,
trickster and you have the Arcana trick thing to increase the enhancement bonuses of your weapons, it works on companion starting gear when you meet later companions. And so he'll have
Oh, really?
he'll have increased enhancement weapons when you meet him if you have that.
Trying to remember what level his were.
I don't know. Probably.
They're not
three.
super
Probably-
high. I think they're like a +2 or +3.
I think
Yeah.
they're each I think they're like +3s because I'm pretty sure for me and my trickster he had +4s.
Yeah, that sounds right. Sounds right
Sounds right to me.
That's a good way to
Alright,
get a
so
really
we're good with that.
get really good weapons
Yeah.
early on.
It's like we said, it's locking us back into a choice
Yep.
even more. But
At this point, you're kind of
There
already
are
locked
worse
into
things
it.
to take. yeah, kinda, yeah.
Well, I mean, especially given that you're just going to auto-complete the build, like, it wouldn't make sense
Right,
for them
right,
to,
right.
at this point, not take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Mythic level
Okay.
4, power
Power
attack.
attack.
Power
mythic.
attack.
Woo!
I'll
Yeah,
take it.
Yeah.
Zero
Solid.
downside and increasing the benefit.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. You're going
And
to
if
take
you're
power
wearing-
attack, you should
And
definitely have that.
This is so good for two-handers. So good for two-handers.
And then level 12 is opportunist.
Which does what again?
You can attack of opportunity against someone that's been struck by a different melee character.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say
It's kind of...
I'm gonna say,
I
given
kinda
the
don't like
build,
this.
it's not great. Like they should have combat reflexes and or ever ready if they're gonna take this. Like because that's only
Yeah.
one extra attack.
Yeah. Trying to think
I kind of would have
what
preferred.
they could do.
I don't know if he'll get it later. I would prefer dispelling attack because there's so many monsters with spells on them. Dispelling attack is just too good not to use. I
Yes.
always
Yeah,
take.
yeah.
I always
Because
take
that one's not a once per round thing. Literally
Oh, yeah.
every successful hit
Yeah,
And
can
just-
potentially dispel. Crippling Strike is another one that I really like.
crippling strike is really good. Yeah.
What about improved uncanny dodge. I feel like that would be a pretty
Yeah,
damn good choice here.
that would be
Definitely
good
better than
too.
the one that they're making.
No flanking. I'm surprised they didn't give him Hunter's Surprise. Because you can designate a single enemy and then add your sneak attack damage to all attacks, even if you're not flanking. Like, that just seems nice.
So I think the reason that they are is because that is another active ability, and they tend to avoid those in these auto builds.
Gotcha.
I would just say that is kind of a counterpoint to the point Unsung was trying to make earlier, that they're trying to build him for like single target, like he's by himself or whatever. You know, because if they were, then you should have that, right?
Yeah.
Slippery Mind would be okay, kind of, because he does have a decent dex, especially if you put a belt on him.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
I
his
always
dex
give
can get
him the
pretty
like
good
all
pretty
three
quick.
physical stat build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he can benefit from all of them
Yeah,
the most, I think, usually.
I agree. Slippery Mind would be a good choice there.
There's lots of good choices here that are better than Opportunist. We'll see if they pick them up as we go.
Wearying Strike is another one. The con damage per hit.
Yeah.
Which, like, that actually gets better as you get later into the game because the enemies will have more levels. So, like, if you're you know, hitting somebody that has 30 character levels, that's 30 damage every time you hit on top of the damage that you already do. Well, every other hit, right?
Wait. What?
Because it's dropping their max health, which also drops the amount of health that they have.
I see what you're saying.
Because yeah, every time you do con damage, it also drops the amount of health that they have.
Yeah.
So you're doing the damage that you're doing. You're also dropping their health by their con. So you're just doing a ton of damage every 2 hits.
True.
I love the con damage ability.
Yeah. Opportunist, not the best. Not garbage. It's not familiar. But it's
I
not
think
the
it
best.
kind of is. I think it kind of is garbage since they don't have combat reflexes or ever ready. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of is without
just
those.
mentioned that if you do go for a ranged build, you can still take advantage of Opportunist. You can still attack. Get that attack of opportunity.
Which is a good point to make, but that's still only one attack. Saying
it's only one attack so far.
Yeah, maybe the next one's combat reflexes.
Yeah, like that can change, but as of right now, this doesn't synergize with the rest of the build, right?
Yeah.
And there's other things that would do a lot more for it, right?
For sure. All right, so next up, level 13, and we've got critical focus.
Critical focus.
Good.
Seems to indicate that we're going down the critical feat build.
I'm fine with that.
I love that.
I kind of don't like it, but only because I always use Blessed Weapon or always try to have access to Blessed Weapon. And I don't pick up critical focus, so I can pick up better feats because with Blessed Weapon, it's useless. So I kind of don't like it from that standpoint, but I guess with what they have going here, you want to consider new players that probably aren't, using that or doing that.
Especially that aren't great at buffing before fights and stuff like that. And like but even if they're going down this feat, tree, like getting blinding, critical, or exhausting, or whatever, you can't get those just by having that spell, right? You need this feat before you can get those.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I would like to see blinding critical. I think that's probably the best out of them.
Yeah, that's definitely the best out of those. See if we see it.
Yep.
I mean, they don't even have.
I'm alright with critical focus.
He doesn't even have to take blinding critical as an actual feat because he can eventually take blinding strike, which gives him blinding critical. He can use one of his Slayer things to take it instead if he wants. But
true.
For level 14, we get crippling strike.
I'm okay with this.
Solid.
I'm okay with this. I would prefer Wearying Strike probably.
Yeah. I do
But
like
Crippling
making
Strike,
I do like making most demons' attacks weaker.
Yes, yeah,
On
that's
the-
what I was about to say. Like this
Yeah.
is it. This will drop their strength by 1 point. Like it's 2 points per strength, so it'll drop their bonus by 1 every hit.
Yeah, and if you're
And,
dual wielding and you have all these reduce on your penalties, you're gonna be making a lot of hits.
Yeah, you're gonna be hitting a lot. I love stacking these Crippling Strike and Wearying. It might be a little bit overkill, but I love stacking those on top of each other.
sounds
Just
like a
seeing
fun
those
time.
numbers pop up is a lot of fun.
So far,
I did
Greybor's
that with Knock Knock. I did that with Greybor. I love doing that.
so
shit.
far Greybor's doing great.
Yeah, the build is pretty good so far.
Mythic rank level 5, always a chance.
Never mind. Build is trash. I hate it.
Hang on, Pondor, I want to explain why, especially for dual wielding characters, this is so bad. Is because when you're
This
dual
literally
wielding,
only matters.
you're never really going to nail it if you roll a 1, even if you don't automatically miss. You're not going to hit anyway, because
Yeah.
your attack bonuses are so low.
To clarify what this ability does, this means that if you can potentially hit when rolling a 1, you know, if you don't if the fumble mechanic doesn't exist, this means that you can finally hit on a 1. This is not the same as the Trickster ability that changes nat 1s into nat 20s, right?
Yeah,
No, it's
which
not.
is freaking awesome.
Which
This
is
is-
a
this is
freaking
not-
awesome
that does.
ability.
I thought that that's what this did. When I first started this game, I was like, oh, his chance is great. I put it on like 4 characters.
Oh no!
And then I actually reread it and realized what the fuck it did. And I was like, I have made terrible errors in my life and my life decisions. Like,
Yes, you did. Yes, you certainly did. Yeah, yeah, it's terrible.
yeah, this is probably the single worst mythic ability in the game.
It's really bad. He's never
I feel
going
like
to
that's
land on a
pretty-
1 and hit anybody.
Yeah, like even on story difficulty, even when playing on story difficulty, like basically the only person that I would put this on is maybe a legend. Because you actually can get your attack bonus to really high levels on a legend character.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can
but-
actually hit consistently on a 1. We can actually take a look at my legend character in this save file as a reference, because he has 2 full BAB classes, almost all the way to
Oh.
20.
This
Yeah.
is
If you're playing Legend like that, though, you're probably not auto building your characters. Throw that
God,
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, for any of the companion characters, and basically for any character, always a chance is fucking trash, man.
Yeah,
They
it's
had to
terrible.
nerf the build somewhere. They
Yeah,
had to
well,
nerf the
this-
build somewhere, but instead of taking like a light touch, they took a fucking jackhammer to that son of a bitch.
yeah. Yep.
All right.
Bad choice.
Yeah.
Bad.
Bad. Sickening critical.
Sickening.
I would have preferred blinding, but sickening isn't terrible. Because
Pretty
sickening is the
sure
one that makes it
all
so that
the-
they can't attack, right? That's sickening.
The game actually doesn't recommend blinding critical as a thumbs down for him.
That's probably because it's one of the
because you get it from the strike.
combat feats that you can
Yeah.
do, the Slayer talents.
Um,
Sickening is the one, because this doesn't require a fort save. So this is one of the only ways that you can consistently sicken a demon.
I prefer
Because most of the
tiring.
demons are...
I prefer tiring
crazy.
to exhausting critical myself.
That is 2 feats to go into, though.
Yeah, but we have the room.
And we only have 3 feats left, if we're including this one.
We have the room to do it then.
Do we want to... I don't know if we would... I don't know if I would want to...
If you take tiring and then you take exhausting, and then for one of your Slayer talents take blinding, then you've got your two criticals right there.
And then you can get critical mastery at 19. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I would want to take instead right now. Like, that's kind of what I'm going for.
Ever since playing Kingmaker, in the end game in Kingmaker, making people exhausted and fatigued is such a broken game changer. Just spam
It is very
wave of
good.
fatigue forever, and people will get tired and die, and I love it.
Okay, one thing that I'm actually kind of surprised that they haven't used as much, because it's a very passive feat, and it's actually pretty damn good. I'm surprised we haven't seen improved initiative.
I don't think anyone's going to.
Yeah, I don't know
I
if anybody
really
will or
like
not.
improved initiative.
I don't care for it much.
Igor made this point. Seelah's background actually gives her +2 to initiative.
Okay, there we go. I mean, at least she gets some bonus. I really like improved because it's so hard to get bonuses to initiative.
Yeah, but they're gonna only build their builds out for combat, so I don't think anyone takes
Initiative is solely used for combat.
No, but like they're not gonna give you. The auto builds are not gonna do feats for like anything skill related, like the dispel feats, initiative, anything like that. It's just gonna be, are you good at using your weapon?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I would like to see that. I would take sickening, blinding, and critical mastery, and then improved initiative at 19. Yeah, See, somebody agrees with me. Stack says he takes it on almost all of his characters.
I always take
I also
improved
take
initiative.
improved and critical.
The auto builds
Or
are just not gonna
improved
do it
initiative.
though.
I love that. I love that ability. Sickening critical, I'm okay with. I actually really like this.
Yeah.
Would like to also point out that Stack mostly plays on unfair, I believe, and that he needs to go first so he can kill the enemies before they have a chance to swing. Otherwise, he's dead.
Yeah.
So I'll just point that out there.
Yeah, and it's also very, very important for speed runs because, like, even if you're going first, if you roll low on initiative, that fucking attack timer starts way later. So you can save up to 6 seconds just because you rolled better on initiative.
Sam here actually agrees with you too, saying that he takes improved initiative all the time, and I believe he plays on more of the lower difficulties. So.
Yeah.
Validation.
I don't think anyone would disagree.
Maybe I'm underestimating it here.
I don't think anyone would disagree with Pondor, but
I just think that there are better choices. Like they still haven't taken blind fight, they haven't taken combat reflexes, despite having opportunist. Those are the two that really, really jump out to me that I would like to see before anything else that they have or that we're talking about. But
I don't even take blind fighting Kingmaker anymore.
They haven't taken outflank. They haven't taken shake it off. I mean,
they're never going to take out
Fly Strike.
We're never going to see a teamwork feat on these.
Well, I'm going to be pointing it out every single time because there's at least 2 and probably 3 that you should have on. Well, at least 1 and probably 3 you should have on most characters, or at least melee characters.
Yeah. Fair enough. Like I agree. Outflank is like fucking. Mwah. It's so good. It's like the first one I take on my Azada every time.
Mythic level 6, flawless attacks.
I don't like flawless attacks. I've heard some people that swear by it.
It's kind of the hammer the gap thing, right?
I'll just put this out here. Maybe y'all can explain it to me. Maybe there's something that I don't understand or I haven't thought of. But why would you take flawless attacks and not weapon focus mythic? Because you're getting 1 less -1, and this is going to give you 1 more +1, and that 1. So it's basically the same thing, except this 1 +1 is also going to count towards your first attack. Like I usually don't take either one.
If you have up to 3 attacks, it evens out, right? If you have a 4th attack, flawless attacks will give you a very slight advantage over weapon.
Well, the biggest reason.
I see what.
Guys,
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
The biggest reason is because
I actually didn't count it like that.
In a 2-weapon build, you can only put Dwarven War Axe in one hand. You can't dual wield 2 Dwarven War Axes, or your penalties will be disgusting because they're
Or
not,
are they not
light
light
weapons.
Oh, I actually did not know that.
So
Uh,
flawless
definitely
attacks
starts out with
works for
two.
both weapons, and weapon focus mythic is only gonna work for your dwarven war axe.
Okay, so that does make flawless attacks a lot better than weapon focus method. However, fuck them both.
Oh.
Take improve critical.
Would like to point out he's also using 2 war axes whenever you get him. So yeah, he's still doing that.
No, he
yeah.
doesn't have two. When
No,
you
he
first
has
get him.
one in his main
He has
hand,
one.
and then he has
Does he really?
It's
I
just
thought
like
he
a
had
hand
2.
axe in the second.
He just has a hand
It's just like
axe.
I've only used him one. Oh, it's a hand axe. I knew it was 2 axes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's a hand axe. Okay.
So
All right.
Zin's how
Yeah, which
flawless
is a light
attacks works is that when you have multiple attacks going in a round, you have penalties that you take to your next attacks, and in this one, it's going to decrease that penalty by 1 point.
Okay.
So your
I
first
actually
attack will
get
be
it.
at full. So like if you're normal, if
Yes.
you're attacking normally without this, first attack will be at your full. Second attack will be -5. Third attack will be -10. Fourth attack will be -15. If you're a full BAB at class, which he is. Now if you have flawless attacks, first one will be full. Second one will be -4. Third one will be -8. Fourth one will be -12.
Yep.
So you're basically a +1 on your second attack, a +2 on your third, and a +3.
No sweat, Jake. We've still got some level up to go. If you don't make it,
Which
thanks
actually
for
makes
being
sense.
here, man.
Makes it a lot
See ya.
better than what I was thinking of it as. So
Yeah.
yeah, it might be worth taking some time in
It's-
some of my builds. I'll have to look at it.
Yeah, it's still kind of has the hammer the gap thing for me, where you are increasing the odds of hitting with your less likely to hit attacks, but
I will
you're
say,
still boosting the things that are less likely to
if
hit,
you're-
which I'm not a huge fan.
if your focused weapon and your dual wielding, if your dual wielding and your focused weapon is a light weapon of some kind, flawless attacks isn't worth it over weapon focused mythic. If you're Woolgif and you're using
Until level 20. Level 20 is
if
the
you're
only time
using
where
like
flawless
2
attacks-
daggers, weapon focus will apply to both of them. If they're the same weapon, then you're fine.
Yeah.
But
But
As
usually
I
it's
just
not
learned,
because you
before
want
I
one of your. Usually you don't use 2 weapons because you want one of your. You don't use the same weapon because you want one of your weapons to have better damage than the shitty light weapon.
yeah, so like you'll want like a scimitar in your main hand or
Yeah.
something like that.
Rapier.
Rapier I think is considered a light weapon, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you're not gonna do 2 rapiers.
Fuck that, yeah, I will. I would. If they're light weapons, why not?
Because there's not enough good ones in the game, to be honest.
That's what you think.
There's a lot of good
I actually
daggers,
don't know.
though.
I actually don't know. I haven't looked at rapiers in a long time. Because I murder the person that uses them usually. So I don't need them.
Camellia!
All right. So flawless attacks, a decent choice, maybe, but definitely.
It's okay.
I still think it's not the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
I was totally right. Greybor level up 16 for a Slayer talent, Blinding Strike. Blinding
Yeah.
critical.
Kind of figured. I do want to see. Okay, so they are boosting his strength because we haven't. We forgot to check at 12,
Oh, yeah.
or at least I forgot to check at 12. So they are boosting his strength up throughout
Yep.
this.
Boosting the strength be up.
So he is going to end up with an odd number strength because they do not change the ability scores that they boost, which is kind of gross. Oh, by the way, I'm going to paste this into my chat again. If you're watching in my stream and you're not watching the others, we do have a multi-Twitch right there. I just posted it in chat. You can watch all 3 of us at the same time.
Boop, boop. And for my peeps, I'll do a better job of posting that in the Discord when we go live. And if you're not in the Discord, you should get in the Discord.
Same. So yeah, blinding strike is blinding critical. They're literally the same thing.
I'm sorry, Zins. Are you saying that somewhere there's a guide that explains how to build out both Darren and Camellia to be dual-wielding good late-game rapiers? What?
Interesting. Why Darren?
What is Darren doing?
Darren should not be in melee.
Is it acupressure?
There's no world where Darren should ever be in melee range.
Well, actually,
There's not a
Oracle's
single.
Oracle's
I don't know. You
stop.
could come up with some pretty crazy
Oracles
like
actually
multi-class
have really
builds
good
that make
weapon and
things
armor
viable that you wouldn't
proficiencies.
normally think
No,
are.
no, Darren should never be in melee ever. That is the hill
All right,
I will die on.
Someone called CRPG Bro is doing this. I need to look this up on my free time.
All right. I was about to say,
Yeah.
not now. We got a half hour.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff where you can make weird things super viable. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some crazy fucking builds in these games.
And
that you
if
can do, but...
if CRPG Bro's doing it, it's probably some crazy build where he's putting out 2,000 damage a turn with Darren using dual rapiers or something.
But yeah, Mythic level 7. Unrelenting Assault.
Unrelenting Assault.
I'm kind of okay with this build.
I like
with
Unrelenting Assault.
With this choice.
Yeah,
I like this one, yeah.
I would have definitely taken it sooner. Of course, we could say that about no
definitely
matter
taken
what
it
they
over
pick.
fucking
Always
always
a
the
chance.
chance.
Exactly, that's
Get
why
that
we
shit
can
out
say
of
that
here.
no matter
Look,
what
this
they pick there.
so let me tell you all why they have always a chance here. They have always a chance here so that this build isn't too good. They have that there so that people are like, oh no, fuck that. We're not doing this auto build shit. If they realize how bad it is. They could also be people like me. They're like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Greybor level 17 is blind fight.
Finally,
Oh.
that's way too late. Way too late, but okay. At least they did take it. I mean, at this point, you're getting
Yeah.
much less mileage out of it, but I don't know. At this point, I'd probably skip it, but you know, at least they're taking it, I guess.
Level 8 Mythic, we've got improved critical Mythic.
I'll take it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean,
It's basically between this and weapon focused Mythic at this point, right? Like, Mythic Sneak Attacker is also there, but if you're going for damage, Mythic Critical is going to be way more damage than Mythic Sneak Attack, I think.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
definitely,
true.
Right?
definitely.
What
It's
is
only
what
one
is
more
the
D6.
what is the crit range of Dwarven War Axes? Is it a 19 to 20 normally, or is it just a flat 20?
I'm not sure, but either way, improved critical's got to be more damage.
For some reason, my mind is saying it's a 20 times 4 critical, but that sounds
is not
stupid.
true.
Or times 3 or whatever.
It might be times 3.
But that sounds like the Scythe.
Can't be times 4. Yeah, the scythe is times 4.
Scythe is times
One
4.
is no, the scythe and maybe the falcon.
The Falchions No, the
Oh wait, we're talking about the damage multiplier, right? Not the
Critical is
crit
times
range.
3.
I know. I was saying.
Critical is times
Yeah.
3, and it doesn't look like it has an extended range, so it's literally just a nat 20.
a nat 20. So this makes it 19 to 20.
Realizing that, I don't really... Well, whatever. I don't like going too hard on crits on a nat 20 only crit weapon.
Yeah, there's definitely some validity to that. Still think it's better than Mythic Sneak Attacker though. But
Yeah, me too. And then level 9 Mythic, he gets Ever
9.
Ready.
So there's those extra attacks of opportunity you were looking for.
yeah, finally.
Just get them real late.
Yeah, that's pretty damn late. I mean, you probably only have threshold to do at this point. I mean, I guess it depends. You could do your mythic quest, I guess, at the beginning
I was
of
about
Act
to say,
5 and have all of Act 5 to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that's
So you
still
could have,
a lot later than I would
Giz
like for it
and
to be.
threshold left, plus whatever side stuff you're doing as well.
Yeah.
Level 18, Dispelling Attack! Woohoo!
Hey,
Yay!
I like Dispelling Attack.
I love Dispelling Attack. Too many magical demons out there. The spells need to get out of here.
I was told at one point, because I used to take this on Knock Knock all the time, and I was told by somebody at one point, it's like, it's just a flat roll. It doesn't add their level to it at all. when it literally says the caster level for this ability is equal to the character's level.
Yeah. Stupid.
That just always stuck in my head.
Stupids.
That just
I was gonna
always
say, that
stuck in
would
my
be-
head that somebody told me that. It's like,
Oh!
that's just not true.
That would
Pondor.
be really weak if that were the
What?
case.
Level 19.
All right.
There
let's
is
see
no
what we have.
Steel Soul.
There is no critical mastery.
No. Maybe it's the Slayer talent. It's
It might
we
be
still
the
have
last
one more
Slayer
level.
talent. There's still
Yeah,
hope.
let's not lose our shit. What the fuck does this even do? +4 racial bonus on saving throws against spells to spell like traits. Normally it's a +2. Okay, so it's just a +2 to all saves.
There's so many better things you could take.
It's not the worst though.
I don't know. I like it. I think there are some better things you could take,
Yeah.
but I do like
Yeah,
it.
there's definitely better stuff you
No,
can take.
Zin's
but,
mastery is the allowing us to use 2 critical feats at once, which we want.
what would we take instead? Combat reflexes?
Combat reflexes.
No, I wouldn't take that instead. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I was thinking of lightning reflexes. Yes, I might take combat reflexes instead.
I was about to
Even
say,
though,
hold up, sir. You've been
yeah,
chilling
yeah.
for combat reflexes this whole build, sir.
Again, this is really freaking late to be taking it, but it would be extremely helpful, in Threshold and then towards the end of the game. It would be much more helpful if you took it earlier, but yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking lightning reflexes. And I'm like, why would you take...
I got you.
Yeah.
No, the person who was like, I want to vomit whenever Great Fortitude showed up. Yeah, lightning reflexes. What about toughness, guys? What is your opinion on taking toughness?
Shut up.
I think that it's a sad, sad day that they did not do it. Almost as bad as taking always a chance, not taking toughness here.
I really don't think
Yeah.
most racial feats I don't think are worth taking. But
No, this one's probably one of the best ones, though. Honestly, it's a
I agree.
+2 to
That's-
all saves.
I mean,
Like,
there's so
that's a
many
big
items
chunk.
to make your saves better at this late in the game that I don't really think it matters a whole lot.
Oh,
But this stacks with all those as well.
yeah.
And
Higher difficulties, it's definitely worth it. Maybe lower difficulties, it's not. But higher difficulties, where it's so hard to make the saving
that's fair.
throws. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one. Increases it's the same thing as Last Stand. Like the higher the difficulty, the higher the priority. It's literally Great Fortitude, lightning reflexes, and fucking whatever the other stupid one is. All in one. Like you literally get
Iron
3
Will.
feats in one here. Yeah.
I don't know. Level 19, I don't know.
Yeah, it's super late to get it. And there are better ones, but of all the options, I would say that this is an okay option.
Suede
Alright.
Denim Secret Police. Toughness is only okay for animal companions because they don't have very many feats to pick from.
I don't know. No, that's not true. All you
don't
need to
agree
do
with
to
that.
get more their feat list is so limited because their intelligence is so low. All you have to do is put 1 point into intelligence and you get a lot of feats to choose from.
Yeah,
when
but
I
if you
did
weren't-
speedrun this game,
if you're a
I would
newbie and you
make sure
don't-
that all of my animal companions got up to 3 intelligence so that I could take outflank on every single one of them.
If you're a newbie and you
Sure.
don't know that, you're probably going
That's
to take
true.
toughness because you might as well just
Yes.
make your animal beefier.
Yes, that is true. Like if you don't do that, there is a very limited number of useful feats. But
And
as soon as you bump that up to 3, you basically have the full feat list.
Well,
I do just want to point out for anybody who did not realize that we were being sarcastic whenever we were suggesting taking toughness here. That
Yes.
was sarcasm.
Yeah, no,
Of
that
course
was
we were.
not true.
Just
That
in
was not a
case
real thing.
anybody
why would we ever want toughness?
crap, we're turning this off right now. These guys have no idea what they're talking about. Just wanted to make sure that was understood.
And for people
Yeah,
joining
yeah,
in
yeah.
later, we're taking a look at auto builds. So if there's anything you're looking at on screen and you're like, why would you take that? It's because we're looking at
Because
auto
it's an
builds.
auto build.
We didn't take
Yeah.
anything.
It was already
Interesting
here.
choice.
We just found it.
Last stand for Mythic level 10.
Interesting, because this is an extra Mythic ability. We didn't think that they would do that on any of these auto builds. We actually mentioned that earlier. We didn't think that they would take any extra feats or extra Mythic abilities here.
Oh shit!
So
you're right.
that's interesting.
They did
and
take an extra.
Oh, good
It's
job.
very,
pointing
very
that
late,
out.
but I'm
I
okay with it
probably
being.
wouldn't even have noticed. I mean, it's better than it not being here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we have literally just either Deskari or Echo of Deskari, depending on whether or not you actually kill Deskari in his. Because I learned very recently that you could just not kill him there.
I've
It is a
never
timed
not
fight.
killed him there, I guess.
Yeah, it's a timed fight. If you don't kill him fast enough, you'll run away like a coward bitch. And you fight him here. If you kill him in Is, then you have the Echo of Deskari here. So you literally only have Echo of Deskari and Arilu left, usually, at this point.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's very, very late. It's very, very late. But it's better to have it than not.
Okay. I figured out what happened, Pondor.
What's up?
So they're giving us Confounding Blades for level 20. Critical Mastery is only available to someone with fighter levels equivalent. And Slayers do not have fighter levels.
Oh, then why take 2 crit feats?
Because he's dumb. I don't
Yeah, that does really hurt the build.
Yeah, it does.
I would like to reiterate here that, our theory that that maybe they're just trolling us, because before it's like, well, no, they're doing this because you shouldn't have to be able to toggle back and forth between abilities. That was our reasoning, or the agreed upon reasoning for some things. But now they're giving us something where you got to toggle back and forth even though you're a newbie. Just say maybe they're trolling us with some of this stuff. Just throwing that out there again.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't want 2 different criticals. I would just want to focus, especially when blinding critical is a fortitude save. Fortitude saves suck in this game. Demons have fortitude out their ass. Nailing fortitude saves is so hard.
Oh, yeah.
So
It definitely makes blinding critical way lower on my tier list.
Sickening
I
is
don't
still
know.
Definitely would
solid.
take an improved uncanny dodge over it, for sure.
Blind is so freaking powerful, though. Even if you're almost never hitting it, whenever you do, it makes them almost worthless.
But what does that do over sickening? Sickening just literally makes it so that the person can't do anything for a turn.
Yeah. And they're
yeah,
sickened
but
for a whole minute.
blind will last forever, though.
1d4 rounds, it says.
Oh, does it?
And
I
this
didn't
one
actually-
says-
I thought we were just blinding them. I didn't
Specify
actually
Sickening
read it since it
says
wasn't coming
last
up.
for
Oh, sorry,
a
wait.
minute,
Okay.
and additional hits add to the effect's duration.
Whenever you score... Wait, sorry. Whenever you... No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
The blind is a
never
critical
mind,
hit.
never
If they
mind.
successfully save, they are dazzled for 1d4 rounds. I misread. Dazzled.
Okay.
So yeah, the blind is permanent if you hit the save. If they fail to save, if they succeed, they're dazzled.
And even if they don't, they're at least dazzled, which dazzled isn't great, but at least it's something.
So,
I still like blinding.
It will be a save of 10 plus your base attack bonus, though. It's not based off of your like fucking ability scores or anything like that. So the save is actually pretty high.
I can tell you the
At level 20 it'd be a
Valors.
30.
I can tell you Valors won't give a shit about your saves.
Well, yeah. You could always roll a 1.
Oh.
But talking about the ability that we take here, I hate it.
Yeah. Well,
Confounding Blades,
Confounding.
not good. Again, improved uncanny dodge is a thing that they could take. Wearying strike is a thing that they could take. Slippery mind is a thing that they could take.
Yep.
Like there's a lot of things that they could take here instead.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's Greybor. Again, honestly, like most of the build, I'd say like 80% of the build, not bad. Not bad.
I mean, I'd say
I
it's
definitely
perfectly-
like this build better than Seelah's.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
Yeah, me too. I don't like her build, just the base of her build. I don't like from the very beginning, but yeah.
The majority of this guy's build is really good. Yeah, we could swap out Opportunist, honestly. Like, we get Ever Ready really late. but
Yeah.
we don't really get too much opportunity
Yeah.
to use opportunist.
Uh,
Yeah, and then the slow reactions. I think we agreed that just about any of the other choices, or
Oh
most of
yeah,
the
I
other
forgot
choices
about
at
that.
least would have been better than slow reactions. And they
Yeah.
have the crap hammer the gap.
Yep. Hammer the gap is not good.
disgusting.
Oh, always a chance. So there's like four things that are kind of like me,
There's a
kind
chunk.
of me to
Blinding
wasted.
strike.
Yeah.
But I'd say it's definitely viable for like core or below. Be good and not optimal,
For
definitely,
sure.
but
Yeah, like
good enough. Good
if
enough for it.
we're looking at these as, are they fairly viable for normal difficulty? Like, let's just look at normal difficulty. Are they viable for that? Because that's the one that a lot of people, if they're coming in, they're probably going to play on normal, right?
I mean,
I feel like that's a
you,
fairly safe bet.
yeah, I don't think you could make a build that's not viable for normal difficulty.
I was about to say,
Maybe
you, sir, have not seen some of the builds that I made when I first started playing
I,
Kingmaker.
I'm just saying, especially once you know what you're doing, which these are for people that don't. So I get that they
Right.
need to be better for people that they don't. But once you do, I mean, it doesn't matter. You could give somebody who knows what they're doing any build at all, and they could easily make it through normal difficulty.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
right,
That's
yeah,
going to be...
yeah.
That is Greybor and Seelah done. Done and dealt with.
Ponder, you got like a little over 10 minutes. You want to lead the close out here and then get you out of here?
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Cool.
Hey guys, just gonna kind of go back over what I said at the beginning of the stream. I am Pondor. Hi, twitch.tv/Pondor. Right now I am currently just playing a lot of Pokemon Violet, because I am having a ton of fun with that game. We're basically doing that every day that I'm not doing collabs with other people, which would be, we're gonna be playing Phasmo tomorrow with Unsung.
Woo!
Yeah. But I'll play it through that until I beat it. But once I beat it, I'll be going back to my normal schedule, which is fairly varied. I stream Tuesday through Saturday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central. Central Daylight Time right now, I believe. I always forget which one is which. Right, we're in Daylight Savings Time right now?
No, it ended.
Oh.
It ended?
Yeah.
So we're just in standard time, whatever. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central, whatever the fuck it is. That's the one that I am. But I normally do. So on Tuesday, I'm currently, well, once I finish Violet, I will be going back to Baldur's Gate 1, which I've never played before, and I don't know what the hell's going on with any of the numbers in that game because they don't make sense to me. Wednesdays and the Thursdays that we don't do this, I do Kingmaker speedruns. I am actually the world record holder for Kingmaker, and I'm trying to get the time down below an hour and 20 minutes. We're very, very close. My current PB, I believe, is an hour and 21. So we're very close. With a little bit of better luck and better execution, I can definitely get that sub 120. Every other Thursday that I'm not doing Kingmaker speedruns, we're doing this with these two fine gentlemen. We're gonna be doing that where we talk about right now we're doing auto builds. We're gonna be swapping between auto builds and other Wrath related things. I don't think we've actually come up with like the next thing that we want to talk
No,
about.
not yet. And hopefully,
No.
eventually,
We'll-
rogue trader things, if we can get into it.
I would also like to talk Kingmaker stuff as well.
Yeah, we could
I would
definitely
like to
do
do some
that.
Kingmaker type things as well.
I might have to go back and play a bit to refresh myself.
Thanks,
It's been
Dad.
a really long time since I've
I
played any
appreciate you,
significant
man.
amount of that. But
Suede,
Yep.
thank you as well. Daylight spending time.
Yeah, and Fridays I always do Phasmophobia on Fridays. I do speedrun that. Sometimes with people, whenever people are available. If people are not, then I will do it solo. So we're always trying to find them ghosties real quick. And then on Saturdays I do Pokemon Red solo runs. I am attempting to go through the game with every single Pokemon that it is possible to beat the game. I believe I'm like 26 in out of the 148 that can actually beat the game. This is not including Caterpie, Metapod, Kakuna, or Magikarp, because they can't actually hit Ghost-type Pokemon. So they can't beat the game, so there's no point in actually trying. But yeah, that's me. And yeah, I am going to get ready to go to work.
All right. Hello, everyone, across all the chats in the chatosphere. I am Unsung NPC, as some of you already know, some of you don't. That's who I am. I'm on Twitch. I'm also on YouTube, where I do have some guide videos for both Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous and Pathfinder Kingmaker. I also have some very beginner class videos for Pillars of Eternity 1, if you're into that sort of thing. And I've uploaded some VODs and other things there, here and there. Right now, my chat and I are playing Pentiment together, Obsidian Entertainment's new little narrative story game. It's like a 20-hour or less type of game. Super fun, murder mystery, lots of historical fiction drama, really good times to be had. I'm also currently nearing the end of Baldur's Gate 2 base game, getting into Throne of Bhaal. We had already played 1. We played Siege of the Dragon Spear. Now we're playing 2. We're gonna play Throne of Bhaal, and then we're gonna end up playing Baldur's Gate 3 whenever it comes out. I'm also going to this weekend start playing Marvel's Midnight Suns, the new XCOM-like game that is Marvel superheroes instead of XCOM soldiers. So that's going to be super
Oh, I didn't
fun.
realize that came out.
It comes out tomorrow. I'm
Oh, no shit.
very, very excited.
That's awesome.
You get to like create your own main character too, which is fucking dope. So that's going to be cool. I do, like Pondor said, I do Phasma with him on Fridays whenever I have the available time. We also do this every other Thursday, our little streamer show, titled TBD. And then after the holidays, our big thing that's going to be happening is every other Monday, I'm going to be DMing a D&D 5e 5th edition game for some friends of mine, some of which are streamers. Lorespire here is one of those people. And they are going to be an adventuring company going through tons of little adventures with an overarching story. It's going to be oodles of hilarity and drama, hopefully, and fun times and good vibes. So feel free to check me out doing any of those things with these lovely gents. And that's me, Unsung NPC. Glad to see you. Thank you, everyone who came out across all the chats. We super appreciate all of you.
All right. Good night, bro.
All right, yeah. Chris with Lorespire here.
Good night, Lord Bovin.
Here recently, mostly just been streaming some Baldur's Gate 3, you know, still in early access. Also been streaming a little bit of Dark Tide, which is a pretty fun game if you like frantic, fast-paced kind of hack and slash combat with gunplay. Anyways, yeah. I am going to be playing as a deep gnome sorcerer in the D&D 5e campaign that Unsung is putting together for us, and I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be starting in January, and there's definitely going to be a load of drama and comedy in that. I totally expect. For sure. So make sure that y'all are subscribed to this channel. Make sure that y'all are following and or subscribed to Pondor and Unsung. They're awesome. You'll love their stuff if you go check it out. So be sure to do that if you're over here watching this on the Lorespire channel. All right. And make sure that if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, or if you're watching this on Twitch, followed us, be sure to do that and turn on those notification bells so you don't miss it whenever we go live. All right. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate everybody who came out. Thanks, Pondor. Thanks, Unsung. It was a freaking blast, and look forward to doing this again Thursday after next.
See you guys.
See you.
Woo!
Bye.